I am your host, Yaira Awuno. We're coming to you live from the studios of Clog TV. You can also catch us on GoTV channel 184, and if you're not in the comfort of your home, you can join us via social media, particularly on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for Clog TV. Like, share, subscribe to our pages, and then join in the live stream. You can follow us on all other social media platforms at Clog TV GH. Now, the conversations today, as always on this show, are going to be very interesting. As you see, on Tuesday we learned about starting a business with the little we have. It was a very interesting conversation. Today we're going to be learning about the art of event planning. So this could be one of the businesses somebody may be looking at starting. This is a way to also learn more about it, get into knowing the nitty-gritties about this business. And then on the online and print review, we're going to be having an extended version where we're going to be discussing some of the events that happen in the course of the week, like the Asante Hene's courtesy call to the Ghana Police Service, the Thanksgiving service of the President John Dramani Mahama, and other issues as well. So I would encourage us to stay tuned for this, but for now, let's prepare to be motivated. Yes, so the motivational quote for today is by Diana Ross, and she is telling us that let's have it displayed on the screen so our viewers can get a fair idea of what the quote is. Now, it says, what you do today can improve all your tomorrows. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. Now, Diana Ross's words remind us that the future is not something we simply wait for. It is something we actively build, moment by moment. What we do today carries weight because today is the only place where real change can begin. Every decision, habit, and effort, no matter how small it seems, sends ripples forward into our lives. The quote emphasizes the power of intention, choosing to show up, to be disciplined, to learn, to heal, or to try again today may not bring instant rewards, but it quietly reshapes tomorrow. Small actions compound. A single page read becomes knowledge. A short workout becomes strength. A brave conversation becomes growth. Over time, these choices accumulate into transformation. Now, ultimately, Diana Ross is encouraging responsibility and hope at the same time. Responsibility because our tomorrows are influenced by how we act now, and hope because improvement is always possible starting from this very moment. When you invest purposefully today, you give your future more strength, more options, more light than it had before. So whatever future you want tomorrow, you start today. So start taking the steps. We started the new year. Our resolutions have been made. We are about a week into the year. What are some of the steps we are already planning to take? What are the actionable, decisions we are also taking towards taking these steps? Let's review them and let's give ourselves some strength and some encouragement to take these steps. Now, let's go to the weather forecast for today. And this is a 24-hour impact-based forecast by the Ghana Meteorological Agency. And it is basically telling us that this is for today, that is the 8th of January 2026, and it says here that mist and fog patches are expected to develop during the early hours over portions of the coast, forest, and mountainous areas, as well as Bole and its surrounding communities. As the day progresses, generally fair weather will dominate most parts of the country, with occasional cloud cover over some southern areas. These cloud buildups may trigger localized thunderstorms or rainfall along the coast and slightly inland from the coastline and middle sectors as well. Areas such as Elubo, Axim, Takrade, Jukwa, Akroso, Bojiase, Chifo Praso, Konongo, Abokobi, Tichamante, and their immediate environs are likely to experience rainfall of varying intensities from the afternoon into the evening. Meanwhile, northern Ghana will remain dry and slightly hazy throughout the forecast period, with hot and sunny conditions prevailing during the afternoon. And this is signed by the Central Analysis and Forecasting Office of the Ghana Meteorological agency. So let us keep that in mind, and always just keep an umbrella, keep a jacket handy just in case it rains, as clouds may form over some areas, especially as for those of us here in the southern parts of the country and along the coastline. So let us keep in mind that it may or may not rain, but let's always come prepared. Up next is the online and print review, the first session, and we'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. And if you're just tuning in, it's time for our online and print review with my co-hosts here with me. I have Miriam Abnadidi and Peter Nsia joining me in the studio today to discuss the trends and some of the things that have happened, as I mentioned earlier. So let's get into the conversation. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning, Miriam.
How are we doing? The week is ending. I love Thursday so much because Friday is just behind, and Saturday, yes, starting a year already with a holiday. That's like we're just a week into the year. Good news for us, isn't it?
It is. I mean, for the month of January, we expect that at least we should have a lot of holidays that would, serve as ways of avoiding to come to work, sitting in transport and that kind of thing, because it's kind of in December. So we should have back-to-back holidays so that yes, it can.
Payday is one. We can.
We are happy. We are up and grateful that the week is going to an end and
get to rest.
To also, as well, inform and educate our viewers with what's happening.
All right, Peter.
Yeah, so
what's up with you?
Divine selection. Up and grateful.
Yes.
I love the. You saw how I was dancing. Literally, I'm just happy. Like Mimi said, we need more of these holidays so that we can adjust to it. Because tomorrow's, transport.
And today is like 8. Today is not in the teens, so
no. Hey. We are so far off.
Nobody is smiling this journey. If you have friends that are smiling, they know more special.
So, arithmetic. We are enjoying. Okay. Well, that being said, what are some of the trends you picked up during the week? I mean, we were here just on Tuesday, but maybe something else happened. Anything interesting?
Okay, so we have something coming from the Ministry of... sorry, I'm coming. I'm trying to look for it.
Fine.
But let me also say something with regards to the fire outbreak at Kaswa that we witnessed.
Yeah.
We had conversations surrounding it that some personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service were attacking were journalists, and we're talking about it. Interviews have been held. The PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service has addressed the issue subsequently. But yesterday, a meeting was held with the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, and he was calling for the immediate dismissal and or removal of the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service because, according to him, the responses he gave with regards to the incidents were not welcoming. I mean, as a PRO, you should find nice ways to, talk about things like this. But it was as if they were behaving as if nothing like that happened. They were rather lying. I mean, to make it look like the journalist was assaulted. But we saw videos and other things. And so, according to the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, he's calling for the immediate removal of the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service. We have his number, and we are hoping that we get to interact with him, find out what exactly happened, and then we see the way forward.
But then, I was just about to ask that immediate removal of the PRO is like, why are you beating the messenger instead of where it is coming from? Because he's basically the PRO, that's the public relations officer. So if he's the one going to be removed, then what about the head? Because obviously some conversations have been held, and then whatever they've prepared to tell the public was then channeled through the PRO. So if he's removed...
So before Peter comes in, PROs usually are the intermediary. They
the mouthpiece.
They manage the relationship between the organization and then the public. But one managing here, say if there is a good name, but if there is a bad name,
but I won't say sorry. What? But you know, the responses he may be given, we're definitely going to go through some sort of vetting and approval, you know, process before he gives them. So who approved whatever he's saying? Was he acting of his own accord? These are all things to be considered before we jump into requesting removal and things like that. Peter?
Yes, so, you know, situations like this, we don't have to be in a hurry to make judgments and all that. You know, even Tuesday, we were all talking about the fact that even with the video we are seeing, there was no form of, you know, mark or the unique
identification
as to whether the person we saw being assaulted is a journalist or not. We all made those statements here. And then, like I said, we are still waiting for the police report. We are told that everything is under investigation. So once the report is out, we will get to find out what exactly transpired. But also saying that calling for his removal is, in my opinion, is too harsh. Because when incidents like this happen, we need to hear from both sides.
Right.
And so from the Ghana National Fire Service, the statement they release is what they, in their opinion, that's what transpired there. And then on the other side too. So we are yet to draw a conclusion as to whether what the two parties are saying is what actually transpired or not. But for now, you know, but like they said, opinions are like noses.
Everybody has
entitled to one.
Yes.
So we just have to wait for the findings of the Ghana Police Service.
Right. So this is a reminder for our viewers to send in your comments, your thoughts and opinions as well to our WhatsApp number displayed onto your screens or to the YouTube or Facebook live stream. And when the phone lines are opened, you will be alerted so you can call and share your thoughts as well. So Miriam, have you found the second trend?
I have. There is, you know, some kind of good news for or we should anticipate some good news for people wishing.
I like where this is going.
Wishing to study abroad or work abroad, because there has been a meeting between, you know, Ghana and then the UK. Representing us as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and he's requesting that the UK exempt students and professionals from writing the International English Language Testing System, which is known as the there's a IELTS. And you know, these are for people that are seeking to study abroad or work abroad. You know, usually we get to that point and we are stuck because you write it and you fail. Even though English is like, you know, a first language, a common language here, we kind of find it difficult, you know, passing that exam. And also the fees associated to that test.
Yes, I was going to ask, is it failing or the fees? Because I don't hear of people failing as much as I hear of not being able to afford.
People do fail.
Oh. If we say this now, then it will justify them giving us.
Say that, please. But I'm just saying that the minister, you know, also justified this proposal by saying that Ghana was colonized by these British
they came to establish schools here. The schools didn't bend down. We continued. We continued to learn the English language. We even speak much better English than a lot of the Westerners, to the point where sometimes you see posts on social media and people tend to think you used AI to, you know, construct the sentence, but it is.
So why then are you failing their exams?
It's Miriam that said failing. Me, I know it's fees that are the problem. It's expensive.
It's very true. I know people who wrote about 5 times before, you know, passing. And so for me, I would agree with the minister in terms of the pricing. But when it comes to the exams, you know, you can't scratch. You can't.
Why not? Are we not an English-speaking country?
Yes. Where you are seeking to go, they don't speak Chi, they don't speak Ga.
Okay.
It's English. So they have to assess you need to understand. Yes.
So when
most of the job, like what people seek to go and do there, is basically about this hospital help and all that. It's about people's health there. And then that place, they don't joke with it. If you want to be a caretaker and all that, you need to understand the English. So they have to test your knowledge about the language before.
But I want to ask you, when a UK national or a British person, whichever, is coming to Ghana, do they write IELTS? We are also an English. Do they write IELTS too?
Because
when they're coming to study,
they brought English.
And we too. We have taken it up. Probably even, more than they have.
They also say that those that were colonized during that time,
so the legacy they've left is what we should have been speaking one local language at the moment, but we are speaking an international language. So where then?
So they don't need to write any exams because we've accepted their language. No, we've accepted their languge. Right now, if you can speak English, you can work in any institution here in Ghana. There's
but
no
you know that even though they are an English-speaking country, there are lots of them that are also illiterate. Even though it's basically the same as the way we can speak our, indigenous languages here, but we can't particularly write them. If you ask me to write away, it will be a bit difficult. We learn some of them in school and all of that. It's the same way for them. So if based on colonial reasons or imperialist reasons, we are learning English now, and it's become a global language where we know that we can communicate in English, why then must it become a prerequisite to enter into that country or any other country? If it is countries that, were not colonized by the British or the English-speaking countries, we understand that. But a former colony or we are even part of the Commonwealth of Nations. Why then do we still need to write IELTS?
So,
for people to there's even a whole set of classes or studies for it. It's understandable if there are classes because maybe the structure of the questions and all of that. But at the base of it, why do we still need to check?
Because you want to go there to work. If you are going there for a visit, you are going to stay. Nobody cares about you. You'll be in your house, whatever communication, whatever it is, it's fine. But so far as you want to go and work there, the requirement is that you should understand basic English language.
Okay.
And that's the only way you can communicate. And so if you don't understand the language, it means that you can't work there, you can't communicate at all.
Okay.
So once you want to go there to go and work, then you need to go through that process for them to be very sure that you really understand the language and you can work there.
Okay, then if that is the case, I would like to ask that after providing your bachelor's degree certificate or your master's degree certificate, which was done in English language, why again? Because if it is
some
maybe
schools do give waivers.
Yes, but if it is for people who may not have up to a tertiary level certification, it's understandable because we know how our education systems are in Africa. But up to tertiary level, even graduating to masters, that should be waived for them.
So it is just a requirement, Yaira.
Is it just?
No, most schools want to be sure that you can.
So my master's degree is not enough. My bachelor's is not enough.
We don't even know where you got it from. Some universities do not even have proper accreditation. Like
they do all those checks before you get there.
They will, but. Back door, something. So they just want to know. It's just it's like an entrance exam. They want to be sure that you'll be able to write and then speak well when you get there. For students, it's very, very critical because lecture kasakra, obeka say accents, and won't shut down. Do you get it? So they need to test you, but he's just saying to make life easy for our people. He proposes that
it should be waived. Yes.
Yeah, but even this one leads to the conversation about there's a difference between you understanding English, being able to write, and you speaking. Exactly. There are so many people that can speak, but they can't write.
Right.
Some people understand that they can speak the language, but they don't comprehend the understanding of it.
So that's why I'm proposing that then up to the bachelor's degree level where you are a graduate. For them, they can be exempted from it. But if you don't have a degree, we can understand because, looking at our education systems and the things, even when we saw the videos of some of the people, the applicants for the armed forces, the kind of, tenses and concord they were using, grammar, it was questionable. It makes sense. Maybe some of them are not graduates. So that would work. But like you said, you have acquired a degree in English language. You wrote every exam in English.
You completing university doesn't mean you understand English or something. Our educational system is such that if if you're able to study it very well, I was telling some people that even SHS, if you're able to study the trend very well, you wouldn't worry or
easily pass.
You easily pass and forget it.
You just sit down, calculate
academic stress, being better,
and you pass. Likewise, university. If you get somebody to take you through all the courses and all that, you understand what the whole courses entail. I bet you wouldn't suffer learning on. You just pick past questions, learn and study, do calculations, and get to know this are the possible, And so it is very easy for you to just pass your exams without stress. You wouldn't go through the whole process of learning this and all that. Before you realize you have your certificate.
Okay, then I'll ask my final question. So both of you, speaking all this beautiful English here on set, if it comes to the situation where you have applied for school or work abroad and news comes out that you failed your IELTS, does that mean that you didn't?
It means that some.
It's a test.
So if you believe in yourself, you have a master's degree. You have what? Go and write it. Go and show them that yes.
The process is just stressful. That is it. It's just stressful, and then the amount of money you have to pay.
And you have to go for classes to get after doing your degree, you go and now do classes to write English.
That is when you are not sure of yourself. People are also making it, and avenue people are making money from.
Yes, it is actually a trend. Yeah. Just like Novdek, you use past questions, WASI past questions. Sure. IELTS has something like that too. And then to get you conversant with the structure of the questions, the timing, how much time you are going to use to answer a number of questions, and how to quickly beat the time. These are all things.
My sister wrote. That's what I'm talking about. She wrote, I think, last 2 years ago. Very simple. Yes.
You see, you are saying simple. But then there's also the aspect of, like you mentioned, typing. Yeah. Now, that is where a problem comes in, because how many people are actually computer literate, even though they went to school? Because I know one university student who, was part of the SHS and all of that. They didn't have a computer lab to even learn. We've even seen documentaries where the teacher has to draw these items for them to just be able to identify, but they don't have hands-on practice. So the school for learning the IELTS comes in handy for people who are not computer literate. But at the end of the day, we speak English, we write English here. Peter, what else did you pick up? Trends?
Yes, so there's trends. Like you said initially, I said, for them, Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister, is also trending. And U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained Ofori-Atta on 6 January 2026 over issues with his current stay in the country. And then his lawyers brought up a statement. I'd like to read it. So the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as of yesterday, detained the former Minister for Finance, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. The U.S. legal team is in contact with ICE and expects the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Is that the word? Expeditiously. So Mr. Ofori-Atta has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. The U.S. law, a charge of status by his method, and it goes on and on and on and on. And so this is the current development. Back here in Ghana, there's been a whole lot about the Attorney General and Ken Ofori-Atta. We want
the Office of the Special Prosecutor
to the country to answer some questions and reports indicating that he's receiving treatment in the United States. And then this is what we are currently hearing about his immigration status. But his lawyer says they are working on it, and so we'll follow this story keenly to find out. So are
they working to bring him back? Or extend his stay.
So
and what's the status of his healthcare, the healthcare he's receiving? Because it's been quite an amount of time where we should see some improvement in his health.
The information I also got was that his visa, visa has expired, and he was just trying to renew it. And then with regards to Ghana requesting for him to be brought back into the country. That has also brought in the immigration, investigating into his issue and that kind of thing. So that is what he's currently going through. So we are hoping that finally they'll bring him back to Ghana and then
the right things will be done. So I've noticed a few callers calling the WhatsApp number. This number is solely for WhatsApp messages and SMSs. So please, when the phone lines are opened, I will alert you so that you can call. But for now, you can send your thoughts to us via messages, SMS, or WhatsApp. Please do take note. Thank you very much.
Something quite interesting also happened yesterday in Keta, Jelukope, where a statue has been dedicated to the late Jerry John Rawlings. And, that has been done in his hometown just to celebrate the good work he did as a leader. So I think we have a video of that, if it can be displayed for our viewers to see. A very nice statue. For the very first time, I've seen a statue that looks exactly like the person.
Maybe what are you insinuating?
Hey, nobody should do a statue of me. Why? Thank you. This looks very, very nice. Just like former President, the late Jerry John Rawlings. And you can see that the people around are so happy. This man has really, really contributed to the development of Ghana. One man that, when it comes to discipline, anytime you talk about discipline, his name comes in like, hey, you will change the time and come to my idea. You will say, like, it comes in some kind of authority and power. And he puts fear in people, even though he's dead, but still he's
still well respected.
Yeah.
Wow.
Such a transformative leader. I mean, our first president under the Fourth Republic of Ghana is
Democrat.
He has really contributed to Skota.
It looks real.
I hope we don't hear any allegations that since it's voter region, it might come to life in the night or something. Hey, I'm betraying my own people. Right, so moving on, let's come to the conversation about the recent Thanksgiving service held that was yesterday. President John Dramani Mahama held a non-denominational Thanksgiving service to, commemorate 1 year of presidency, his return to power, and also, to give us some hope and, some redemption for the nation. So let's take a look at some of the excerpts of the service, and then we continue the conversation.
Faith, we recognize that no government succeeds through human effort alone. Wisdom cannot be manufactured. Strength is not infinite. Guidance is not automatic. We therefore pause today to acknowledge that humility before a higher purpose is essential to responsible leadership. My brothers and sisters, as we look back on the past year, we do so honestly. We have taken difficult decisions. We have undertaken difficult reforms. We've laid the foundations that may not yet be visible, but are sustainable for the sustainable progress of our country. We have prioritized economic stabilization, institutional reform, social protection, and the restoration of confidence, both within our country and in the international community. The work we have begun is far from finished. But today reminds us that progress is not measured only by numbers and by charts and diagrams. It is also measured by hope that is restored, by trust that is rebuilt, and correct direction that is regained. Thanksgiving must also be accompanied by recommitment. And so today, we recommit to ethical leadership. We recommit ourselves to service above self. We recommit ourselves to governance anchored in integrity, competence, and compassion. We recommit ourselves to listening, especially to the voices of our vulnerable, our youth, and those who feel excluded. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good. 2025 has been a successful year for government. Normally, I'm the face of it, but they don't know that those who are cooking in the kitchen are the ones cooking the delicious food. I'm just serving the food. So I came to say thank you for the good work you've done and to encourage you for 2026 to work even harder and cook more delicious food for the people of Ghana. Me mama afi shapa. Afi. Nen bani now. Good. Why, you feel my handshake? How are you? Now, I don't pass your gate, so I hardly see you guys. But I know you are busy. Well done. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Hi, Kom. Happy New Year. Good. My dear, come. Why? Are you afraid of me? This is my office I never worked in. My daughter, how are you? Good. Happy New Year. Good.
A video of the president giving a speech at the non-denominational Thanksgiving service and also going through the Jubilee House, office of the president, and, interacting with his staff and showing some appreciation to his workforce. Now, coming back to us here at Clock TV, the Thanksgiving service, the appreciation and all that, what does that mean to you when you watch all this going on? Does it look like something to just earn public, favor, or you think it's genuine? I would like to hear from you.
Okay.
Or even from the perspective of Ghanaians also, what does it mean to us?
I would like to say it's genuine. You'll be so happy if you are appreciated. It means that he recognizes the effort, the hard work of the people.
Right.
He's not taking the credit alone. And so you being appreciated and being recognized like this is something that would encourage you to do more.
Right.
Sometimes it's not all about money. It's about appreciating the people. It's about recognizing them. It's about making them feel as part of whatever thing is going on. And if you have such a leader like that, I can promise you that your subordinates, they are never going to let you down because you don't take the glory alone. You see, so it's a very good thing. And it's, like I said earlier, it's genuine, and we can all attest to the fact that, they've done really well. And he couldn't have done everything by himself. Definitely, there were people behind the scenes putting all the things together and all that. And so it's a very good gesture. Good, something that all leaders should emulate. Just appreciate your people. When you appreciate them, you don't have to tell them. And then, genuinely, they work hard. So if they were able to push you to, let's say, grade 10, you appreciating them, be ready that you'll be pushed to maybe grade 20 or something of that sort. This actually helps a lot.
Well, I like the fact that he brought his stuff to light when he mentioned that usually he is being seen serving the food, but those that are cooking the food are the staff, those that work behind the scenes, and he brought all of them to light by recording, a video, putting it out there. And so anyone who sees him or herself, shaking the president, that alone. Right now, as I'm sitting here, I want to shake him. Like, I will not wash my hand for like 1 week. Because that tells me that the president appreciates my efforts.
Yes.
Every single thing I do. And it brings up that kind of community, engagement, involvement. We are one. We are of the same level, as in we are working together. We always come here and we are talking about motivation. Our boss is not motivating us and that kind of thing. No, I don't mean us, but I mean
in general,
our nurses, teachers are going on strike and other things. Everything boils down to motivation. They are not being given their monies and that kind of thing. That's why they don't want to work. And President is saying thank you. I mean, regardless of whatever that has happened, you guys did not stop working. You guys were still here working with us. I mean, that shows some kind of humility as well.
Yeah.
He's come down to our level to tell us thank you. When you do something for someone and the person doesn't say thank you, look at how painful it is. You say to yourself, that's me, never again.
You're done.
But yet we do that to God all the time. He blesses us every time and we forget to say thank you. So for the president to do this, I think is a step in the right direction. It should be something that he will do more often. That will encourage, people to work and know that the president is acknowledging everything they do. And for those special people that, my daughter, my son, those statements, it's going to stay with them forever. I'm trying to count 1 year.
Right. Okay, coming to the religious level, we saw various religious bodies, offering prayers in the ways they offer the prayers. And we are in a world where religious differences tend to cause conflicts at a very large scale, and yet we're here in Ghana with everybody and just every Tom, Dick and Harry coming together regardless of their religion. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
So this idea about Thanksgiving didn't start just yesterday. It started way back, and it started with the late President, His Excellency Professor Asumdwehi Atamils, who brought up the idea of Thanksgiving, national Thanksgiving. But fast forward, this Thanksgiving after first year, President Mahama isn't the first person. President Akufo-Addo, the former president, also did the same thing in 2017 with the theme, "The battle is the Lord's." And then yesterday, we saw this one too.
I just remember that.
Resetting, rebuilding, renewing. And so there are so many, let me put it this way, organizations in this country that prays for the country. And then we can talk about Be a Glow Ghana, we've seen them constantly praying and interceding for Ghana and all of that.
Alpha Hour, we also intercede for Ghana.
NSPPD.
All denominations.
Right.
And so we also have a national Thanksgiving Day, which is every 1st July to thank God. And so the point I'm driving at is that this Thanksgiving, looking at the number of people there, the caliber of people there, like you rightly said, we saw it's just non-denominational, so everybody was present.
Right.
Couldn't have the president actually given this to those like Be a Glow Ghana people to actually, spearhead or organize these things. The reason why I'm saying this is that most people had the perception or the view that this is based on political, something just to win favor from the people who have been doing
another opportunity to also spend money.
But genuinely looking at it, with the idea behind it is just to be grateful to God.
Right.
In his speech, he stated that, without, wisdom or blessings from above, you cannot do everything with your human. So the idea, I think, in my opinion, going forward, it should be something that should be organized by, a neutral group and their presence. And I think going forward we should see all the other political parties, representing. With this one, we saw the clergy, the various, Christian leaders representing. So, and this tells me that these people are really involved in politics, the welfare of Ghana and all of that. So they also appreciate how far God has, brought us, and the doings or the developmental projects the president and his people, has been able to put across. And so going forward, I would like to see various political parties, also present, so that we will see that kind of harmony, that kind of unity, and it wouldn't be as though it is the National Democratic Party ruling currently. And so if it is Thanksgiving after 1 year, it should solely be the members of parliament and, belonging to the National Democratic Congress and then the people there. But it should involve all the other political parties, the, presidential candidates who represented each party. They should be around for the Thanksgiving so that we see that indeed there's unity. We are all driving at one goal, and not that it's because of, partisan reasons, like Mimi said, to just gain favor in the eyes of the people for next year.
Right.
So that's what I can say about it.
Okay,
Well,
so let's hear from you.
Yeah, I like the submission of Peter, but I think where he got us wrong, in my opinion, was when he said next time or moving forward, it should be given or outsourced to a different, group like Aglo Ghana, so that they organize it. This coming from the presidency itself is direct. I mean, I have been in government for 1 year. I have served the people. I need an opportunity to thank God with my people. Why should I give it to a different organization to do it? We are in this country where the little thing you do, people are associating it to politics.
Yeah.
Last year or the previous administration, Be Our Glow was very vibrant. Each and every time they are organizing prayers, Thanksgiving and other things. And people were saying they were being financed by the previous government. So just assuming or just look at it that this government goes to bring our glow, Be Our Glow for Jesus. People will be like, hey, almost this kind of
contract.
The presidency should organize their own thing. Thank God. It's like a service. Come together and let's thank God. And with they not involving the other political parties and this kind of thing, an invitation was given out. It is a Thanksgiving service. Come and let's thank God together. You choose not to come. So it looks like it is.
But we can't be certain that they didn't show up because they may have just been part of the audience.
Well, we didn't see them.
We cannot get clips of every single person, but I'm sure because
there are some people.
These people are in the government.
Wherever they go, cameras are following them. They can't hide.
So if that is the case, then we have a day dedicated for National Thanksgiving. Then we should stick to that.
So this Thanksgiving is not necessary.
So it is very necessary. But in order not to, politicize it, like you said, we talk about every single thing that goes on. And now here we are talking about the fact that we didn't see certain people.
Yeah.
It's because
Maybe
it is the president said yes. No, it's because the president said I want to thank God for my 1 year. Because the president said he wants to thank God, so it means that other political parties do not want to show up, because when they show up, it looks as though
they are supporting
they are losers or they are supporting him or something. You see, there's this kind of pride that comes with politics and all that. Even the mere fact that you mention the name of the opposition party or your opponent in the meeting is even something else. And so to ensure that each and everybody gets involved, it was so beautiful. Gets involved. I think we should look at it from the neutral grounds. And then I would like to end by what the president said. When in his speech, he made mention of something which is very profound. He said, progress is not measured only by numbers and by charts and diagrams. It is also measured by hope that is restored, by trust that is rebuilt, and correct direction that is regained.
Right.
And then, all right, so we can all attest to the fact that, these powerful words, looking back, we can say that, yes, indeed, trust has been regained. There's hope, looking forward and all that. And I know we'll go deep into that.
Later on. Thank you so much. So this brings us to the end of the part 1 of the online and print review. Up next is a lifestyle segment where we are going to be getting informed and educated on starting a business in event planning. So if you are interested in starting a business, you don't know what to do, maybe after that conversation you might be motivated to veer or go into this path. Now, the part 2 of the online and print segment will also come later in the show after the lifestyle, sports and business segment. So please do stay tuned for that, as my co-host will continue the conversation and probably argue some more on the religious, affiliations of some of the political parties and some other issues as well. They're going to be talking about the Asante Hene's visit to the Ghana Police Service and his speech, and also some other issues. So please do stay tuned for that. Right after this is the lifestyle segment. We'll be right back.
TV. I am Miriam Abena Adede. It is time for the lifestyle conversation here in the studio. And just as we told you earlier, we are discussing the business of event planning in Ghana. And we are looking at the planning versus the pressure. You know, the pressure that comes with events planning in Ghana. We are going to be looking at that with regards to what happened in December. I mean, last month, looking at the events, you know, that took place, the back-to-back events. We'll be looking at that as well. We have our guest here with us. He's in the person of Mr. Kelvin Prince Edu, and he's an events planner. But let me tell you the objective for this conversation. This discussion aims to explore the realities of event planning as both a business and a demanding profession. It seeks to unpack the balance between strategic planning and the intense pressure that comes with deadlines, client expectations, budgets, and unforeseen challenges by examining the skills, systems, and mindsets required. The conversation will also help, you know, inspiring and practicing event planners understand how to turn pressure into performances, maintain professionalism under stress, and build a sustainable business in a fast-paced, competitive event industry. And so that is the objective for the conversation. And so you are being reminded that we are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube as well. You can also engage us via our WhatsApp number, which will be displayed on the screen as well. Hello, Mr. Kelvin.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you're an events planner.
Sure.
How long have you been?
I've been in this business for like over 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah, sure.
And how is it going?
Well, it's not quite easy, but we have to with perseverance, we have to get it done.
Is it something you always wanted to do, or you just felt sika wumunti mami nkwebi?
Well, with this, I think it has been part of me since back then in SHS and other stuff. I used to organize 1 or 2 stuff for myself and then my colleagues.
Oh, okay.
It took off from that side, and then we felt we can do more. So that's how come.
So now let's get into my questions.
Okay.
What does events planning look like as a business?
Okay. So thank you for your question. And when we talk about events planning, it's not all about the fun and then the party. Yeah, it's way beyond that. But aside it being, you see, most people feel it's all about the fun part, the party part. Yeah, but then you have to put in a lot of work. You understand? Being an event planner, it takes in a lot of work to get it done. Dealing with different kind of people, organizing your details and other stuff. It's very stressing. So event planning itself, it's not an easy thing.
It's not an easy thing. But if it's not easy, why then do you people, venture into it? Why do you think it is important that I have somebody to come and plan my events for me? I mean, let's say I'm getting married. I can just start, call a few vendors and then we are good to go. Why do I need somebody to come and plan the whole event? Okay,
so with this question, it's easier said than done. You understand? So you might feel maybe you can organize your event yourself, do stuff yourself, but then when you get into it, you see, when you're out there, it is easy to say it. You see things easy when you're out there, but when you are into it, it's not an easy thing at all. It's very stressing.
What makes it stressful? Like, let's look at some of the challenges since we are just talking about it.
Okay.
What makes it so hard that I would definitely need an event planner for my event?
All right. So, from your question, from the part of we the event planners, these are some of the stressing things we go through.
Okay.
Like clients wanting things done in a particular way.
In a particular way, yeah.
You understand? For instance, you are hosting a wedding and you want it in a particular way, but then maybe your budget is not up to, it's just like let's take this as an example. Let's say your partner, comes home and then gives you money that my favorite is fufu. Yeah. So your partner comes in and be like, Jiska we never know fufu. Yeah. Per the money he has given to you, he feels by the time he returns, the fufu has to be ready. Yeah. With all the meat, with all the fish and other stuff in it.
It has to be ready.
Yes. But let's say giving a less amount for the fufu, let me put it that way. He giving you that less amount, he is expecting that when he returns, he should get the fufu ready with everything he needs or he wants on the fufu. You understand? For all you know, he has already invited friends that hey, my wife is preparing fufu, but not knowing the budget that he has given to you.
It's just for one person.
You, the chef, or you, the one going to prepare the food. You are to know that will this money be enough for the fufu my man is requesting for? It's just like how event planning is. Yes. So someone might come in, give you some budget or something, and then makes you feel or is suggesting or wanting something more than what the budget says. And when it happens that way, it really brings out stress. You understand? As an event planner, this is where you have to be more creative. If you are not creative, these are some of the things that brings issues.
So have you had an experience where a client booked you to plan their event and their budget wasn't really meeting what they wanted? Because sometimes you'll be on social media, you see like a decor or something and it's so nice, take a picture of it and then they send it to you that this is what I want, but my budget is like 10k or 5k. Have you had that experience before, and how did you handle it?
A lot. That is why I said when it happens this way, you the planner have to be more creative. Sometimes we kill ourselves in bringing the best out. Sometimes the budgets are very less. Some of them, it is very disturbing when you are done with the program and then things doesn't go well. You understand? Because you, the same person, you have to make sure that you've organized yourself, you organize your team, as in vendors, people who will be serving and light, a whole lot comes into it. You understand? So it is up to you to strategize your thing. Most of the times we have our plans. Myself, I have like plan A, B, C, D. You understand? So when the A is not working for me, I will have to turn to the other side to make sure that at the end of the day, I get a successful event. You understand? Either than that, it will cost a lot, and that is what most people are facing in our country.
So another scenario, let's say your clients want plan A, but Ocean Isikana and plan B would fit, best, but also still now plan A no pay. How do you convince them to still go with plan B?
All right. So communication in event planning, communication is a key. You understand? You have to communicate with your clients and then know the budget involved. After knowing the budget involved, you have to give your clients the possibility, like things that will be possible pertaining the budget given to you. You understand? So I think communication, when you know how to communicate well with your clients, I think things will run smoothly for you.
Therefore, so how important is early planning? To event planners. I mean, to avoid last minute planning. How important is that?
It's very, very important when it comes to our field. You understand? Because when it's just like you writing a test or going for a test. The earlier you study, the you relax later. You understand? You are free later. But if you be like, let me relax when it gets to the exams times or the test time before you study, that it's going to be late for you, and then a whole lot of things can pop up. So secondly, about your question you asked, my side, let me talk from my point. You see, when you are putting on something, yeah, you need to plan ahead. You need to think ahead. Yeah, it releases stress, like it's cool off things. You understand? It makes you get a clear view of how things are going to happen.
Yeah.
You understand? But then when things get embedded, like closed like that, you trust me. I think this thing that we are discussing, this topic we are discussing, it's a very broad one. You understand? And I think it's about time people have to understand
the work of event planners.
Because it's not an easy thing.
There are others who also work under pressure. Pressure now when it comes to events planning.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that before?
Sure.
That you had to work under pressure and at the end of the day the event was successful? Share with us.
Exactly. Because pressure helps you think straight.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes. Because so we are then pressure, you're more pressure you know, say no, this thing has to be done this way, this thing I have to put this one here. But when you are relaxed, everything is relaxed, you feel, oh, I can do it, I'm almost there. But by the time you realize, everything will be alive. So I think planning ahead of time is very important in our field. As in you making sure you think ahead of time. You understand?
Okay.
You don't wait, because most of the people that we work with, you are working with different kinds of people. You understand? And if you don't communicate well with them early, I think my recent event that I had, FEMA 2025, Face of Elsa's Modeling Agency, I think a week before the event, my cell phone that I was using for the whole ups and down, my documents and everything, got missing a week before that day. And you should know the kind of stress you go through when it happens that way. So I think, but luckily for me, I had another plan. I had a plan B for it.
You had another phone?
I had to get a phone that very day.
Wow.
And one thing that helped me was that my designer was having almost every details about the event. So I got the phone that same day, and then I got all my files back.
Okay. So now, I want you to walk us through the process of booking you as an events planner. Practically, if I want to come to you to book you to be my events planner, what are the processes? What do I need to know? And then how do you go about bringing your vendors together? How do you get a caterer? How do you get a makeup artist? That kind of thing. Unless maybe you don't do that. But if you do that, let us know the steps.
All right. So when it comes to that aspect, personally booking me on your event, something, I think we just have to start with the communication. Let everything be clear between us. You understand? We start to know the kind of event, how you want your event to be done, and then we take off from our budget, because budget is a big deal in event planning. Because without a budget, whatever we discuss can go astray. You understand? So I think you discussing the budget. After discussing the budget and then settling on the amount you want to use for the event, you start off as the event planner. You start off talking to, as I said earlier, you with this field, you work with a whole different kind of people. You understand?
But wait, don't you speak with the vendors before you draw a budget, or you would have to get the budgets before you start speaking with the vendors?
So because you mean, so your question, you mean from the start?
Yes.
From the start.
Yes. Let's say I have come to you that I want you to plan my wedding. My budget is 10K.
Okay.
So you said the first step is we have a communication,
Yes.
we understand each other,
Yes.
and then we talk about the budget, which is the 10K.
Yeah.
Now you are saying you are going to speak to vendors, about it, and I just want to know which is supposed to come first. Are you not supposed to speak with the vendors before you talk about the budget, or we talk about the budget and then you know where to fix each vendor?
Okay. So in this case, I have two answers for it. So the first is, if I have to speak to a vendor before talking to my client, that is when I don't have any vendor in my my professional.
Okay.
Every event planner, before they will go for a gig or something, they already have, most of them,
Oh, okay.
not all though,
Okay.
most of them.
Okay.
But if you are yet to talk to people, or you are yet to go for the budget and talk to people, that is when, let's say, you don't have any of these vendors, and then what have you to get your events done.
Okay.
That is when you don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where you will have to talk to them before you get to your clients.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
But then if you already have people you are working with, people you normally work with, you already know what goes in and then
Exactly,
goes out.
I understand.
Yeah, so that's
So we are moving into the next step. So
Okay.
we've spoken about the budget, you've spoken to your vendors. What next?
okay. So now it's after speaking to your clients, getting your budget, organizing the team
Yeah.
to work with. Then what we wait for is the date
Okay.
for the event.
Okay.
You get it? And mostly what I normally do is I don't wait for the D-Day before I start setting up my days.
Okay.
Maybe 3 days to the day, or maybe 2 days to the day before I start working.
So as an event planner, do you also consider yourself as a vendor? Because from the conversation we are having, I'm looking at you as an event planner, as like the director. Or the caterer where you say, decor, you say, do this, do that. Yours is to just give directions. But you also said you don't wait till the D-date before you do your setup.
Okay.
So I want to know, are you also a vendor plus an event planner, or?
Okay, so let me say yes, because I mostly take on things myself. I don't like staying back and then giving orders. I have to be there.
Oh, okay.
That is how I work.
Okay.
That is, yeah.
So you don't just give the direction or the directive. You are involved.
I'm involved.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
very much involved.
When it comes to events like weddings, funerals, that is when caterers decide to, mess with the lives of these people.
Sure.
And want to know what is the secret with caterers delaying in delivering food at events, because I feel a caterer ready, that kind of thing. As an events planner, how do you handle that pressure that comes with food?
Okay, so when things happen this way, mostly that I know of, it's due to the budget. You understand? Maybe most of them, what they were expecting or what they budgeted for the food stuffs and other stuff isn't up to. Sometimes they don't get up to the full amount to get what they are supposed to get done. So they also have to maneuver their way and then get things done.
Well, I thought that communication should be done earlier.
Okay, so all these communications has been done or before the event. All this communication, all this conversation is done back door. You understand? But due to as you said, you were asking if I do this alone or I do with people. That's the same way the caterers and what have you have people they work with. So if you are giving the caterer a budget, that is not going to help him or her to reach out for people to support him or her for the preparation of the food and other stuff. It is going to cause a delay.
Well, so the planning stage, I'm just thinking that isn't it all right that the caterer comes to tell you, the events planner said, oh, the budget, the 2K budget for food, and so for 50 people, and so just add 1K to it. And as an events planner, yeah, who come one?
Most of the times, no.
Oh, okay.
Mostly, that is when you want the work done and done well.
Then you are running at a loss, Anna.
Sometimes, don't say biwaha, unya biwaha, na wako fabiwa.
Ah, okay.
That is how it works.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see. Interesting. And see, you know, when it comes to events, too, there are unpredicted events. You know,
Sure.
you cannot control certain things like rain, you know, scorchy sun. How do you handle that? Nansempo de mo ya wedding, amo de call beach, open space, no canopies, nothing. How do you handle such unexpected challenges?
okay, so let me speak for myself. When it happens that way, you just have to stay calm and then look through things. Because as I said earlier on, you know, before every planner have their plans, you know, we know all these things are going to happen. You understand? It does happen. So you have, if you are working with plan A and something happens, something comes in, you move on to the next plan.
Okay.
That's why I made that statement clear earlier that you have to have plans, like you have to get your plans in place, you understand, in case this one doesn't go through, you move on to the next one to make sure you have a successful event.
Is there a tool you use as an events planner to help you stay organized? Is that something that, you know, guides you? Maybe
sure.
something that you are using to stay organized?
Sure. There are lots of them. There are lots of tools people use. I think there's an app out there now that I think I've forgotten the name.
The name, yeah.
Yeah, that we used to know our vendors to check on our vendors and then everything that goes on in the event. So because
have you been scammed by a vendor before? A vendor maybe you contacted on social media and then on the day when will it be?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Even to me that.
And
they said
and what are you doing to ensure that you don't get scammed? Because at the end of the day, it is somebody's money.
You see, that is why I'm that particular person that said, if I start working with you or if I want to work with you and you start off with money issue, money first, I start to think twice because you know, and you'll be sick and soon imagine I'm in the year program. It is a all started discuss that it happened on FEMA recent events that I had. I think I needed lights because I wasn't the same person I've been taking my lights and other stuff was having an event somewhere. So I didn't get him. So I tried working out somewhere else. And then the person was like, before he comes in with the lights and other stuff, unless I give him full payments, not even half. I was like, no, it doesn't work that way. And me, you will go because there are others out there.
Yeah, you get somebody. Yeah.
So when it happens that way, I just don't force people. I just don't force because they are. Even my sound man on that very day wanted to disappoint me. In front of him, I called someone else that, hey, this is what I'm doing and I need you on. You see, these are some of the things most planners, mistakes most planners do.
Okay.
When it happens this way, because there's pressure will hold into no per se. Depending on no farm back to say the can't say farm on your way. You understand? Because of pressure, now
you go and give them money.
And when it happens that way too, you give them more
power.
You understand?
But are you doing that to, you know, protect the work? Let's say, for instance, you give the person the full payment.
Okay.
The person doesn't deliver to your expectations. What will you do about it? And then, oh man, half payment, and I went to meet your expectations. So, was that going to affect the balance now? The money nana.
Okay. So with me, what I normally do is that when I give you the chance on the first gig, now downplay me. It's not like I'm not going to go back and forth with you on the money issues. I'll give you your thing, but some will be in there. I don't do my things that way.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's either so if you are in to do it, you do it and do it well.
Yeah.
You don't do it halfway and expect say you understand.
Yeah.
And in this field we deals with referrals.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you are not doing a thing well, Ubi or crowd, they are sharing our dreams over the good animals.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, it happens.
Oh,
it happens.
I see. So, what have you learned so far? For the last 3 years or the past 3 years you've been an events planner, what have you learned? What lessons have you gathered?
Okay, so what that's question? It's a lot. If I'm to say it, but let me sum it up. So I've learned that always planning ahead of an event really helps and then releases stress.
Okay.
You understand? If you want to get a successful event done, you need to plan ahead. And then also communication is a key. Communication with your clients, your vendors, your workers is a key. You don't wait till there's a problem before you start reacting to it on that instant. You get it. You have to communicate with them so that all your team will be aware that this is what we are doing. Yeah. If we are to change it to a different plan, this is what we are doing. You understand? So I think communication is one, and then setting your time ahead of your event.
The event, yeah.
So I think
let's talk about the recent beauty pageant you had.
Okay.
You've been mentioning it.
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about it. How was the organization like, and what was it about?
Okay, so FEMA is Face of Elsa's modeling agency. So every 6 months, what we do is that we put on an event for our models. You understand? And as you can see, there's our top 3 queens who made it through to the finals, and then they were awarded accordingly. It wasn't easy starting up. This event actually everything was. We started everything, or we decided to have this event within 3 weeks. So all this thing happened within 3 weeks. And it wasn't easy, as I told you, working with different people with different mindsets and all that. And at the time we had to get everything together, it was very late. It was later somewhere, first week of December. And in December, it's a very, very busy one.
Yeah.
And if you don't get all your stuff, all the items you need, or the stuff you need for the event, it's going to be a tough one. But God being so great, we maneuvered our way.
So how long have you been organizing this event?
Okay, so with FEMA, this is our maiden. This is our maiden edition.
Okay.
But I have a couple of events that I do, Modomania Ghana. It's also a form of a challenge, a photo challenge for our aspiring models. Yeah, so probably this month, the next edition, we are on our 15th edition.
Hey, 15th?
Yeah, 15th edition. So probably within this month, that one will also start. Yeah.
Events planning is how? Do you make money out of it? Or you run at a loss? Oh, okay.
You see, whenever you're starting something, don't look out for the money from the start.
Okay.
Because if you do look out for the money from the start, maybe I will say, trust me. So those people that have worked with me know me. I'm not much concerned about money from the start. Because if I put in the work and it comes out nice, one about will be assigned the umbrella.
Exactly.
You understand? A better better say me na de bia me yeko. Since the me na ba kubina you understand?
So we are wrapping up. Let's talk about Elsie's group of companies.
Sure.
What is Elsie's group of company?
Okay. So Elsa's group of company, we have Elsa's modeling agency. That's one. Elsa's home decor, where we sell everything when it comes to interior decoration. Okay. Myself, I'm a decorator as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then we have Elsa's in Pizza. Okay. So we also have a pizza brand. Okay. Yeah, assume that but currently the one that I'm personally working on is Elsa's modeling agency, where we have branches. We have Kumasi, Cape Coast, Takrady, and then Cape Coast, Takrady, and then Koforidua. Okay. Yeah. So we are now working to get more branches because we've seen most of the ladies, most of the young ladies are very much interested in modeling. But you know one thing is modeling exactly. You understand? Sorry, so I'll be sorry, so me person model now.
Don't go page
yes, you understand. But you know, modeling pays. Trust me, it really do pays. That is when you are doing it and doing it well. Okay. You know, most of the celebrities in our country here right now are taking the models' work. Say advertising and other stuff. You see celebrities in the and so idea models in India. Yeah. But idea brands name some call for models now is because the models haven't like giving them that impression that you can use me for this. You understand? So Elsa's modeling agency is in to make sure all that is done.
Okay, so if someone wants to contact you, where can they find you?
Okay, so personally, I'm not having a personal account. Okay. It's either Elsa's modeling agency on TikTok and then Instagram, or you can WhatsApp me on 050 1850113 or 0249 411324. Yeah, that's my call line.
Okay. Yeah. So Kelvin Prince Edu, also known as Mr. Elsis, was our guest for today as we discuss the business of events planning. I hope you've learned something today. We have the business segments and also sports segments coming up shortly, and also some birthday celebrants as well. Right after that, we would have our extended online newspaper review segment, and so stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
You're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. Who is our first birthday celebrant? If we have one. Okay, so we have this to our beautiful Rejoice. On your special day, the entire team at Clock TV celebrates the light, positivity, and dedication you bring to all that you do. May this new year be filled with joy, growth, and countless reasons to smile. Happy birthday, Rejoice. All right, so that's all we have for you on the birthday segment, and a very big birthday going out to all birthday celebrants who have not been able to, send their birthday messages. We wish you all the best. Benedict Nkisia-Kwarteng is joining me right after this breakup. Excited about the break. I mean, the sound of the sports, segment is so energetic. Like I said, oh, the stuff no. So what I say. Benedict Nkisia-Kwarteng has joined me here in the studio. Hello, Benedict.
Yes. Hello, Mimi.
Why are you smiling? I don't even for Indiana.
Oh,
but what do you think about the sound?
Yeah, the sound is actually intriguing. It calls for your attention.
Exactly.
It puts you in the mood. Okay, there's something actually entertaining, something engaging.
Something coming up.
Exactly.
And we are hoping that today's updates, the Ayoja.
Yes. I mean, you use the right word for today's.
So what is happening? What is happening?
So a lot is happening around the world. So yesterday we had some EPL games that went on. Yesterday to the best team in the whole world, that is Barcelona, FC Barcelona. Yes,
Benedict is here again.
Yes. So we played against Atletico Bilbao for the Spanish Super Cup competition. And of course, Barcelona, I mean, this was a no-brainer. So we give them 5-0.
Hey.
Yes. And today, Atletico...
Why does a team sit and allow another team to score them 5?
You are not good. That's all. That's the explanation. You cannot, fight against that. You cannot play against Barcelona. And then Barcelona is arguably the best thing. Like this season, this year, last year, that's the best team so far. Yes.
Manchester United will get you guys.
And then today, Atletico Madrid is the Madrid derby. Atletico Madrid is playing against Real Madrid, and then I don't know who will emerge the winner out of these two games.
But who are you rooting for?
None of them. I mean, I'll score both of them. Whoever comes for. I'm waiting for them in the finals. Sunday we'll play the finals for the Super Cup.
Okay.
So whoever will win between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid will play against Barcelona on Sunday. And I mean, I'll score any of them that comes forward. But it's just a caution, a word of caution to the Real Madrid fans out there. It's safe. It's safe to say that, yes, you can score Atletico. You know you cannot score, but let's say you score Atletico. Just know that when you are coming to face Barcelona, it's just ass whooping. Just for you to know. I'm putting it up to you today so that you know by Sunday. And then
don't worry, Tuesday we'll come here. We'll come here
and then,
to give them the updates.
The EPL, English Premier League, today were some games. And as usual, right now I'm even tired of talking about them. Chelsea FC. They lost against Fulham.
Did you say as usual?
Yes.
Hey.
They've been losing.
Chelsea fans will be very, very offended. Where's James?
I met James outside, and then he's wearing all black, like the way I'm wearing all black. My all black today is just to, it's entertainment. I'm happy about Barcelona, but his all black is to mourn the loss of Chelsea. So there's a difference and all that. Chelsea lost we had an interesting game. It's part of the story. So let me just go straight forward to my stories for today. So the first story is a local story that has to do with Asante Kotoko and their centre back Joseph Ablo. So Asante Kotoko and Joseph Ablo part ways. So over the week we had Asante Kotoko issuing a communique that they are parting ways with their one of their centre backs, that is Joseph Ablo, and it's quite unfortunate because I actually rate that gentleman. I think he's one of the best centre backs in the league. He's not having the best of the season. I think he was signed in 2023 for a 2-year contract, and then calculating the year the contract is supposed to end. I wish they would have renewed his contract, but unfortunately they had to part ways with him. So for now we don't know the team that he's moving to. There hasn't been any offers yet, but that for now, to the Asante Kotoko fans, Joseph Ablo, he's actually a fine gentleman. You can see him on your screen. Kotoko and then Joseph Ablo, they've parted ways. We hope for the best for Joseph Ablo, wherever he will find himself and all that. Now, let me move on to our next story for the day. So it's an interesting story. Mediama SC, they sacked their ball boy after touchline clash as GFA charges the Hearts assistant coach Ghazali Abdullahi. Pardon me if I got the name wrong. Yes. So over the weekend there was a clash between Mediama SC and then Hearts of Folk, which we of course Hearts of Folk lost by 1-0. But during the flow of the game, there was some confrontation between the assistant coach Abdullahi and then one of the ball boys for the game. So there were videos trending, and then in the video you could see the assistant coach, chasing after the ball boy, trying to catch him, grab him, hit him, whatever. And per reports we've gathered from what happened, the assistant coach slapped the young boy just because the young boy was delaying the game. So I listened to the interview of the kid, and then I've read the communiques that came out from reports from the news outlets for the game. The game was held in Takwa, so it was the home of Mediama. So this is what happened. The game was, the ball went out of the pitch. It was a throw-in in favor of Hearts of Folk. And normally the ball boys are supposed to return the balls to whoever is at an advantage, one who wants to throw the ball. So when he was, according to the kid, when he was about to catch the ball and throw it to the Hearts of Folk player, the Mediama SC player, which is his home team, the player asked him to drop the ball just to waste time. So he just dropped it. Instead of passing it to the player, he just dropped it. And when the assistant coach tried to come and grab the ball and throw it to his player, the kid kicked the ball out of the range of the assistant coach. So I think out of reflex or out of anger, because Hearts of Folk lost by 1-0. So I think out of anger, the fact that the kid is trying to delay the game, which is it's normal. These things are normal. But reflex, I don't know what happened.
I don't think the coach also did well.
Yes, so he slapped the kid. And then the boy also retaliated. So he threw a fist to, I think, the side of the coach, his neck area. It looks like a slap, but according to the kid, he said he threw a blow to the side of the coach. So it got to him, and then he got angry and he started chasing the kid around. People came in, the officials around tried to hold the man, but he was still trying to get onto the boy, catch him, and then he beat him or hit him for whatever reason. We can't tell. But the kid has admitted that yes, he retaliated. So he was made to apologize. But then GFA has also sanctioned the assistant coach for misconduct. Because delaying in sports is normal. At the discretion of the referee, he will know what to do because he sees whatever that is going on. Even if he doesn't see, he has assistants that is around him. So that is the assistant coach of Hearts of Folk. He was a former coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So right now he's an assistant coach for Hearts of Folk, and then that's him on our screens. So yes, like I was saying, it's a discretion of the referee. He will add some minutes to it, depending on what happened during the field of play, the full 90 minutes. So yes, GFA, they've sanctioned the assistant coach, and then he has been charged over the incident. In a statement issued as part of its regulatory update for the 2025-2026 season, the GFA confirmed that the Hartlepool assistant coach has been charged with breaching Article 12(1)(h) of the GFA Disciplinary Code 2019, which relates to assault. So the assistant coach, has been charged for assault. So hopefully, there's investigations going on. We want to really understand what really happened. Mediama, they've disassociated themselves from what happened. They have taken a kid out of the ball boys team, so he's no more a ball boy. But so this was a good measure by Mediama also to punish the kid, also to send a warning to other ball boys out there. You are not supposed to do things like this. And then of course, he's an elderly, he hates you. You can report him, but you retaliate and all that. It wasn't a nice scene per the videos we saw out there. But then, that is it. Let's move on to our international story, and this one excites me a lot. I'm very happy about this. So it has to do with our very own Antoine Semenyo, who is set for Manchester City Medical ahead of a £65 million move. Wow. So Manchester City, amongst other teams, so there were lots of teams that wanted to sign Antoine Semenyo. We had Chelsea, we had Manchester United. I think we had Tottenham too. They wanted to sign Antoine Semenyo, but then I think he prefers Manchester City. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, and then yesterday, the agreement was signed. So Antoine Semenyo is moving to Manchester City. He has medicals today, which he has to attend. And then yesterday was, I think it was a blessing to him. It was his birthday, 26 years. And then he played his final game for his team, that's Bournemouth. And then in the game, as at the 94th minute, getting to the end of the game was ending 2-2 draw. And then he scored the final goal for Bournemouth. And then for the past 12 games, Bournemouth, they haven't won a game. Not that they have won, he has played in Division 2, he has played in the Championship, and right now he's in the Premier League, and God being so good, he's moving to Manchester City. I think he's the first Ghanaian. Yes, we have a Ghanaian over there in City, that is Jeremy Doku, but he has naturalized for Belgium, so he's technically not a Ghanaian. So Antoine Semenyo is actually the first Ghanaian to sign for Manchester City and to play for as a Ghanaian player in Manchester City. So we are happy for him. We wish him the best in his endeavor and his move to Manchester City. Out of the medicals, we know he will pass the medicals, and then of course a record signing, £65 million move. Now let's move on to our last story for today. That has to do with the AFCON competition that is going on. So La Côte d'Ivoire, one of my favorites, they destroyed Burkina Faso to reach the quarterfinal. So the quarterfinal competition is set now. We have the teams that are playing for the quarterfinals, and one of the teams that I'm looking for, I want them to lose, but then we all know Nigeria. I want them to lose. I don't know.
But they are not losing.
They are not losing. No, they are not losing. This one, I don't want to say God is not answering my prayers, but about God, I look up to you. But yes, the quarterfinal table has been drawn now, and then the teams that are playing now is actually one of the best we have seen so far in the AFCON. Okay. So we have Mali playing against Senegal. We have Egypt playing against La Côte d'Ivoire. So Côte d'Ivoire won against Burkina Faso 3-0. Okay. Amad Diallo and then Diomande. Yes, they did very well for Côte d'Ivoire. So that is the table for the quarterfinals that is on our screens. So Mali is playing against Senegal, a tough match. Egypt is playing against La Côte d'Ivoire. La Côte d'Ivoire is the previous holder, so they are the reigning champions of the African Cup of Nations. And then Algeria against Nigeria, the Ria people. Yes, they both have green and white colors as their flag. And then we have Cameroon playing against Morocco, that is the host nation. So this fixture is actually going to be very entertaining, and we are looking forward to it. We are looking forward to this fixtures that is going to be played. Congratulations to the 8 teams that they have qualified. We know they are going to give us a
a run for our money, of course, because we enjoy this game, and then of course the teams that will trail, hopefully Algeria, they perform wonders for us because Nigeria is tormenting us. And I don't know if you saw the news that came up. Osimhen fighting against his colleagues, that is Ademola Lookman. It was sad seeing Osimhen, arguing with his colleague and all that. And he said that he's not going to play. He's down with the national team. He walked out of the dressing room. He dropped his tag. I hope it's false. He returns. He said he was going to return to Turkey. He's not going to play anymore. But sometimes it's just the heat of the moment. He was angry.
Yeah.
We know Osimhen to be a very passionate player. So it's one of those things. Let's just drop it, and then hopefully he returns, apologizes, and then we move on. So the AFCON is set. The quarterfinals is set. Hopefully we'll be around to also witness the games that will go on, and then we'll see the semi-finals and then of course the finals. Hopefully, I am rooting for La Côte d'Ivoire.
I am rooting for Nigeria.
Madam.
Yeah. At least they should have something to
They have something.
compensate them. Because they couldn't make it to the
Nigeria
World
and
Cup.
the Black Stars, I think we have the same number of African trophies for African Cup of Nations. So they winning, they will be ahead of us. And we don't want that.
Because we are also going to win the
World Cup.
The World Cup.
Thank you.
We started
I like
receiving prophecies, so
I like that. I like
we are
that.
going to.
I like
win
that. We are better prepared. The likes of Antoine Semenyo. I mean, we have Antoine Semenyo. Who are we?
We have
afraid
Kudus
to play. We have Kudus, yes.
Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Benedict
Mimi,
Nketiah
for
Partey,
having me today.
for bringing us the sports update. We have Clement Yabankwe on standby to take us into the world of business. Stay with us. Right after the business segment, the newspaper review also comes up.
Good morning, welcome to the Business Update segment. I am Clement Yabankwe. Now, onto our stories. The Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, says the new value-added tax VAT regime is helping to ease cost pressures on consumers, with about 6.5 billion Ghana cedis returned to households following a 1.9% drop in prices. According to the authority, the reduction in prices is as a result of reforms that lower the effective VAT rate to 20%, abolished the COVID-19 levy, removed VAT coupling, and raised threshold for smaller businesses.
The Commissioner General of GRA, Anthony Sapon, made this known during a VAT compliance monitoring exercise at shopping malls in the Spintex Enclave. He urged businesses to comply with the revised VAT framework and encourage consumers to demand VAT invoices to support revenue mobilization for national development. Shopping malls including Melcom, Palace Mall, Orchard Deco, and others confirmed compliance with the new VAT regime, with customers expressing satisfaction over the price reductions.
Away from that, now onto fuel prices. More oil marketing companies are reducing fuel prices this week, driven by the first pricing window in January and heightened competition in the downstream petroleum market. Some selected outlets are offering petroleum prices as low as 10 Ghana cedis 36 pesos for petrol and 11 Ghana cedis 36 pesos for diesel.
Star Oil has announced further cuts, with petrol now selling at 10 cedis 56 pesos per litre, diesel at 11 cedis 56 pesos, and RON 95 at 12 Ghana cedis 96 pesos. The company attributes the reductions to favorable global oil prices and the appreciation of the cedi. State-owned GOIL has also adjusted prices, selling petrol at 11 Ghana cedis 99 pesos per litre and diesel at 11 Ghana cedis 96 pesos, while Super XP 95 is priced at 13 Ghana cedis 97 pesos. Shell and Total Energies have matched similar rates, with petrol selling at 11 Ghana cedis 68 pesos per litre and diesel at 12 Ghana cedis 38 pesos. The price cuts are expected to ease pressure on transport operators and fuel-dependent businesses.
On our last story, the Bank of Ghana is set to roll out a national remittance strategy and remittance roadshow to boost foreign exchange inflows and channel diaspora remittance into long-term investment. The initiative, being developed in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, were announced by the Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama at the London Accra Economic Growth Summit in Accra on January 6, 2026.
They come amid global capital flow pressures and efforts to deepen Ghana's financial markets. Dr. Asiama highlighted the diaspora's growing role as a stabilizing force for the economy, noting that strengthening the London-Accra corridor would help convert diaspora innovation and capital into sustainable economic growth for both Ghana and the UK.
This is all we have for you for the Business Update segment. I am Clement Yabankwe. Do enjoy the rest of the show.
You're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. Thank you so much for staying with us till this last segment. Very important conversations we're about to have because over the weekend, yesterday, we heard in the news that His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, the Asantehene of Ghana, paid, a historic visit to the Ghana Police Headquarters in Accra, where they were discussing ways to strengthen cooperations between, traditional authority and modern police. And later in the conversation, we would also be summing it all up, looking at the 1 year in office, President Mahama, what exactly he has done, he's been able to achieve. We would open the phone lines, and so you can call us and engage us with your thoughts as well. Well, we are starting with the royal historic visit made by His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. And I'm joined here in the studio by our favorites, everybody's favorites, Peter Nsia and also Clement Yabankwe. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
So I think it's just right we just get straight into talking. We've met already, and so let's just start with the royal visit. Historic.
Maybe Clement
has something. Oh, okay, Clement.
Oh no, I think
you missed out on some of the conversations we had earlier with Yaira Awuno, and one of that conversation was that there was a conversation between Ghana and the UK that exam, international English exam that is written by students before they are accepted into schools or given the permission to work in the UK should be exempted, because Ghana was, colonized by the British and that kind of thing. So we had that conversation as well. I don't know if you have something to say about it.
I think for now, I'm okay with all the conversation. The only thing I just wanted to talk about was the Thanksgiving service.
The Thanksgiving, okay,
yes, of President John Dramani Mahama. I see it to be one that it needs to stay, and every president is supposed to do that. It shouldn't just be only President John Dramani Mahama organizing it once and for all. Most of the time, his speech, he used to make a statement that he's setting a standard that no other president will come and do below. And I think the Thanksgiving service is one of the standards that he has set. Whether it's Islam, no matter the religion, you are supposed to be part. Yesterday, we realized having the Muslims community, they were there, they prayed, the Christian community did that. It was non-denominational. So it also promotes what we call the coexistence that we have been preaching for so many years. So we expect that the upcoming ones would learn from all these things. And we expect even it shouldn't build at national level. It should go to the regional level. I don't know, but I am so much interested in decentralization. I don't believe in let's centralize things in Accra. Let it go to the regional level. Let them have their Thanksgiving service. Let it go to the various constituencies. MPs should organize Thanksgiving service. It promotes unity. When they do that, it goes to various electoral areas, go to communities. I know some community, every year they have their annual Thanksgiving service as a community. And it promotes unity and togetherness. So that is what we expect that it should translate in the life of every other Ghanaian.
Very, insightful contribution. Peter made mention of the fact that, it should be outsourced to some groups like Aglo for Jesus, let's say, for instance, Alpha Hour, they take charge of this Thanksgiving organization because we have a day set for National Thanksgiving, which is 1st July or so. So why the need for a Thanksgiving at the beginning of the year like this? Is it not another means of, taking money elsewhere when we need money to do other things? Why do we have a Thanksgiving when we have 1st July as our National Thanksgiving Day?
Okay, so the essence of this very Thanksgiving on 7th January is different from 1st July.
Okay.
And I want to ask Peter, since he's here, there's this very question. He has his birthday, assuming today is his birthday.
Okay.
He'll give thanks to God. When the Lord bless him with something very precious, he will mark the day and give thanks to God. Why is President Mahama using 7? Actually, I'm not a spokesperson for president, but from indicators,
like a spokesperson.
Indicators, why is he looking at 7 January? Because that was the day he was sworn in as a president. So that day needs to be consecrated. On that day, there was a lot of prayers that was laid on him and for Ghana. And that kind of covenant need to be when you go to a spiritual, they say, let us revoke the covenant. You see, the covenant that Jesus Christ had or God had with us, every year we reconnect back to the covenant. That's why Xmas, we do celebrate Xmas. So why would you say that since we celebrate Xmas, we shouldn't celebrate Easter? Why don't we celebrate New Year? So President Mahama is picking clues from all these kind of angles. That is why I believe it is necessary as a country. How much are you going to spend? How much do you spend a day as an individual? This is not just to extort money from us, but this is to reconnect us to our original source as believers and as children of God.
So there's another school of thought that says that this, the example you cited, that is on personal basis. That is personal, my birthday. Then something I've achieved, God has done for me. When I'm doing that, it is my personal something that I'm doing. But this one is a national level. National level. He's the president. And he is celebrating his 1 year. The very day he was sworn in as a president. And now he spoke about, in his admission, he spoke about coexistence, community. And we know how politics play in this country. So in order to ensure that all son and sundry comes together to ensure that everything goes on successfully, because during his inauguration, all son and sundry was around. Both all political parties, foreigners and all that came to support. And so in order to ensure that same people, or even not that same people internally, those political players comes around to also help thank God, it means that it should be moved from that personal level. That's why, in my opinion, I think that it should be outsourced to a neutral, organization to, organize that in order to bring all those people together. So he made mention of we having all the, religious bodies, their representatives coming around. What about the political parties? You understand? We didn't see some known figures that we know when it comes to politics. We have some known figures that these people are here and all that. So in order to ensure that truly this is what is happening, we should have all the, other than that, we should focus on the 1st July and National Thanksgiving for the country. We thank God for our leaders, what we have achieved so far. And so if it is going to be on a personal level that President John Dramani Mahama is organizing it, that he's thanking God for his first year and all that. And so all that want to, support him or share in his victory or his achievement come, that is fine. But this was organized at the presidency and all that, and which demands that all son and sundry must come. And we didn't see that.
Right. So we have two school of thoughts with regards to the annual Thanksgiving that was held by President John Dramani Mahama on the 7th of January, 2026. What do you also think about it? One school of thought is saying, we should have just waited till the 1st July, where we have the National Annual Thanksgiving Day, and we come together to thank God. The other school of thought is saying this is a personal, connection or conviction we have with the person has with God, President Mahama has with God, and that is why he is having this Thanksgiving on the 7th of January. Engage us with your thoughts. The WhatsApp number is on your screen. Send us a text and let us read what you think about this conversation. Our streaming platforms are also on, so you can send a comment. We'll gladly read that as well. The phone lines would also be open in the course of the conversation. So that is just by the way. Let's move to the other story. His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II paid, the Ghana Police Headquarters a visit, and people are talking. I mean, this is the first time we are seeing Otumfuo Osei-Tutu move his entire, team to visit the Ghana Police Service. Why is he doing this now? What's your take on that, Peter?
Right. So it's very profound, but with this, it demands that we go back.
Yeah.
Because in as much as we see it to be historic or the first time, this was there. The collaboration between chiefs and the police service existed long before. And so this, for me, I see it as the past and the present coming together, working together to, ensure that there's peace and harmony in our communities and what have you. So I'd like to take us back to the days. So before the arrival of the Europeans, that is the 1800s, we had kingdoms and we had structured systems of justice, security and conflict resolution and all of that. And so even the arrival of the Europeans when we were under colonization, we still had chiefs, playing a major role in ensuring that we have peace and harmony in our communities.
Exactly.
Now, so I'd like to take us back to when formal policing actually started. Formal policing actually started in 1821, which was introduced by the British. But there's another significant thing that for myself, I saw it yesterday when I was trying to do one or two research about the widely known oldest police station in the country now. When it was built, it was built in 1814 by the Danish. It was a fortified building to protect their laborers and all of that. And then this
where
building,
is that police station located?
It is located at Pram Pram. It is the Pram Pram police station.
Oh,
it
really?
is the oldest, the first ever. And so when it was built by the Danish for their own purpose. And so when they left and then the Europeans came and they introduced policing formally, they used that place. They turned it to the police station. So that year is 1821. But that Pram Pram building was built in 1814. And then research has it that the walls still exist. They are the same walls, but it's just that the roofing that they've changed so many times. But the same walls since that time. This dates back to like 200 years ago. So Pram Pram police station, at least we've learned something. It's the oldest, police station.
Yeah. And it's still there.
And it is still there. Yeah, so talking about the relationship between the traditional rulers and the police service, it coexisted that very long time. So like I stated, before the police service, before we had police station and courts, our traditional rulers had ways and means to ensure that there's peace, coexistence, security, and all that in our communities. And that translated through to the British rule. That is when we had the indirect rule under the colonial era. So the British were ruling, the people of Gold Coast at that time through the chiefs. That is the indirect rule. So whatever thing they want to pass through to the people, they pass through the chiefs. And so even collecting tax, it was the responsibility of the chiefs to ensure that they collect tax from the people. And the British did that because they didn't want to impose the foreign rule on them. And then for the fact that people at that time revered their chiefs so much that they did not want to disobey them. And so whatever thing the chiefs tells them to do, they did it. And that is the strategy the British used to rule, the people of Gold Coast. So going forward, I would like to say that has existed for a very long time. And I'm particularly excited about the fact that Otumfuo has made that step to ensure that we go back to the past.
Exactly.
Most people are against the fact that they really do not see the, traditional leaders and the chief, the constitution kind of working together. It looks as though the constitution is in a way that opposes whatever traditions that we have.
Yeah.
But it's not so. They are now partners. During the British, the colonial rule, the chiefs were working for, the British. But now they are just partners. Now the chiefs are custodians of peace and, security and all that in our communities. And so this is a right step and the right direction. And then I would also like to say that, the Asante Hene's visit represents centuries old tradition, like I rightly said. And so it is something that we have to look forward to. And,
over the years, a lot of people have raised concerns about the fact that, our traditional leaders tend to be revered more than our police. And so when something is happening in the society and it's not really, going well, and then a chief says something, we hold that in high esteem with regards to what a police will do or say. And so I say, we throw police, so you throw Ohenene saying the chiefs. So this visit by the Otumfuo, is it calling for a collaboration or calling for authority to be handed over into the hands of our traditional leaders? We want to really understand the two.
Yeah, so it's basically about collaboration. So we all attest to the fact that the olden days, which of course none of us were present there, but per history we understand that the rate at which people commit crime, the things we are seeing now, it was less.
Yeah.
But that time we didn't have police stations, police running after people. It means that, like you rightly said, the people respected the chiefs more than any other person, and it still exists currently.
Yeah.
So let's take the last time we were discussing on the show about Otumfuo's the barrier of Otumfuo's sister, when it was said that nobody should wear earring and all that, and the people went strictly to the directions. Nobody. It got to a point that they said because of traditions and all that nobody should go out, and nobody went out.
Yeah.
And so during the olden days we had the Ahimfio police and all that. So this is just a collaboration to strengthen, because currently the things we are hearing in the news is very bad. Because it looks as though we've lost touch with culture, customs and everything.
Yeah.
And so this is just a collaboration to ensure that going forward we do things in the right direction.
In the right direction. Clement.
I think this morning Peter has indeed schooled us. He has taken us to, yes. Someone will say, gone are the days. So we thank God, Peter, for such a wonderful submission. But let me take it from the modernized point of view. Since he went to time memorial, I'll bring it to them. Someone would ask that's why Otumfuo moving all the way from Kumasi, his kingdom, and decide to visit the police headquarters. Why not sit in his own place, in his royal seat, and let the IGP and his crew or his people come to Kumasi rather? You see, there is one thing that of late, a lot of wrong perception. People have been saying that, have been speaking about the Ghana Police Service. There have been a lot of speculation, a lot of allegations against them. And people are saying that they are not actually doing what is expected of them. But the visit of Otumfuo to the Ghana Police Headquarters was very essential. Why is it essential? It's essential because Otumfuo wants the Ghana Police to know that, one, everything that they are doing, he as a king, he is aware of it. Okay. He as a king, he take note of it. Because you can't go to someone's house if you don't have any knowledge about the house. Yeah. That is point number one. Yeah. Because if you don't have any information about a person's house, just the entrance alone, there could be a trap and you might end up dying. So Otumfuo's first step to the Ghana police makes every Ghanaian to understand that Otumfuo knows whatever the Ghana police is doing. Whether it is good or bad, he knows it. So he went there for them to know that, no, I have heard everything about you. So I'm coming either to congratulate you or to make you know that maybe you are taking a path which is not right, so take a different path. So it was two ways. But when you listen to the speech of Otumfuo, which we are going to listen to shortly, it is mainly about congratulating the Ghana police for the good work they've done. And also making them understand that the general public or the country is expecting more from them. So they should be up and doing in their game. And Otumfuo described IGP as one that he knows he can do the work. Even though we know his retirement age was very close and the president gave him some extension, but Otumfuo still believes in the IGP that he can still deliver. IGP described Otumfuo as King Solomon of our days. Why? Because he is a man of wisdom. He is a man that he understands when it comes to governance, when it comes to the role of a king in governance. There's another thing that Otumfuo actually communicated to the entire public, that there should be a link where Peter started from. Olden days, there was a link between the chiefs and the police. So that kind of connection is what Otumfuo is bringing it back again. That the link between the chief and the Ghana police shouldn't be destroyed. Let's have that coexistence. So that if a police is being sent to a community, is being sent to a constituency, a district, a regional office, that chief and the paramount chief and the inspector general will work together.
That is the kind of coexistence Otumfuo was trying to preach. Okay. That kind of force should be there. But Mimi, there's another thing that I also think the visit really mean to Ghanaian public is that Otumfuo want to tell Ghanaians that let's trust the Ghana Police Service.
Exactly.
That is why he went there. Let's trust them. They can protect us. He is trying to, I don't know, but I see that he communicated a lot of things to the Ghana police and to general public. And one thing I think I would also bring in before we play the speech is the fact that it wasn't only the Ghana police that he visited.
Oh, okay.
He also visited the Bank of Ghana. Yes.
So just hold a pin on that. Let's take a listen to the speech made by Otumfuo Osei II when he visited the Ghana Police Headquarters. We'll be back shortly.
The President of the Regional House of Chiefs of Greater Accra, my dear brother, senior officers and men and women of the Ghana Police Service here assembled, traditional rulers here assembled, distinguished guests, fellow citizens of our beloved Republic. Malaysia has been pleased to enjoy a productive working relationship with the Ghana Police Service over the years. But this is the first time we have had the opportunity of visiting what I will call the engine room or the heartbeat of the service, thanks to the initiative. Thanks to the initiative and kind invitation of our son, the Inspector General of Police. We are deeply humbled by the extraordinary courtesies extended to us this morning. Watching the ladies parade, I thought I should have worn my police dress to be here. I'll plead of the IGP to give me a police dress so next time when I come, I can be a policeman. But this honor is not intended to me alone, but duly shared with the entire community of traditional rulers who are the guardians of culture. I'm pleased to be joined by new president and other traditional council members. I hope they share this honor with all of us. It is truly inspiring to survey the amazing lineup of the top brass who not only make up the entire command of the Ghana Police Service, but represent over a century of dedicated and exceptional service to the nation. And whilst I was walking in, I saw former IGPs that I've dealt with, and I'm glad that they are here today. Interestingly, as far back as getting to 27 years, my first police APC, I saw him now, husband rated, he's now Nana Frimpong Ketia. He was my first AD. He has gone through many challenging epochs. Changing political circumstances have impacted on the service in different ways. But it is fair to say that through it all, the service has maintained a level of commitment and professionalism we should be proud of. Whenever and wherever you have been called upon to undertake international duties, you have acquitted yourselves with full credit. The greatest pride of Ghanaians today is that our nation is recognized in the world as an oasis of peace in an environment of turbulence. The international community widely acclaims us for the safety in our streets. If we take pride in our climate of peace and accept the plaudits of the world for the safety in our streets, we cannot fail to acknowledge the crucial role of the frontline protectors of our peace and security. When we snuggle in our comfortable beds at night, we cannot forget that there are thousands of our sons and daughters battling with mosquitoes while dutifully protecting us from the snares of criminal minds. And while we trudge along our motorways, whether in our shining limousines or the humble trotro or aboboya and prajia, we cannot forget that there are again thousands of our sons and daughters keeping guard in the most inhospitable spots just to make sure we arrive safely at our destinations. So, the truth is not in us if we fail to acknowledge that we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the blue uniform for the safety we cherish. So today we say are equal to the police for faithful service to the nation, are equal for your selfless sacrifices in the most difficult terrains, are equal for the safety in our streets, and are equal for selflessly standing guard while we sleep.
There you have it, the gratitude speech delivered by His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II at the forecourt of the Ghana Police Headquarters. And in light of gratitude, this morning we started our conversation with Thanksgiving, the essence of Thanksgiving. We saw President Mahama thanking his staff and other things. I also see this move as very significant of Otumfuo to come and then express how grateful he is, to the Ghana Police Service. It's high time, like, people appreciated their efforts. They are working. They are really, really working. But I have a concern. There are certain cultural sensitivity or sensitive issues that most of our policemen are not aware. And so usually they are posted into communities to go and police the community. But there are certain cultural information that they are not aware of. So I think if we are talking about future collaborations or a collaboration between the traditional leaders and then the Ghana police, then there should be some kind of training or communication. I don't know, but there should be that kind of meeting where they are taught things to do and things not to do in the communities with regards to you protecting our people. Because yes, you are there to secure the community, you are there to make sure that everyone is okay. But there are certain things that maybe you might not be aware. Like there are some towns that you don't visit the river on Tuesdays, those kind of myths. I think that education should also be done. What do you think?
I think what you are saying is true. And earlier when I was talking, I made mention that the visit of Otumfuo, as we are talking about, is collaboration. It's trying to communicate to Ghana police that the chiefs are willing to move with them. So if an inspector general is being posted to any community or any district or any region, you are there, and when you go there, you should be able to have a link with either the paramount chief, either the overlord, or however they describe that area. And when you go there, it's not just a visit. You go there for information. Exactly. You go there, they update you on issues like this. So I believe that moving forward, we expect issues like this to be resolved, even at the national level or at the regional level, before we hear matters coming up. And I would, in my submission, or to end my submission on this very thing, I would say that it is a good call and also a good thing Otumfuo has done. And we expect the Ghana police to be up and doing. We know they are doing their best, but they should be up and doing and do more. I think yesterday there was a report that IGP promoted about 30 people for a good work done in 2025. And this is not the first time. He has done it before. And he promoted them based on the good work they've done. So it's a form of motivating the rest, those people down there. So we want to see more of these things happening so that the trust that people have in the security, especially Ghana police, would once again come back live and more stronger, so that people can even sleep without their door being locked.
Hey, that exactly. One,
exactly.
We'll always lock our doors. Peter, your concluding remarks on this.
The rate at which we are seeing crimes in this country is as a result of we losing touch with culture.
Culture, yeah.
Yes. So when you listen to Otumfuo's speech, he made mention of certain things that I want to touch. Then we relate it to what is happening briefly. And so he said that culture was the first constitution. It taught restraint before punishment. Unlike what we are seeing here, if you go wrong, the first thing is the punishment. No. And then he said, responsibility before right and harmony before victory. It reminded people that their actions did not end with them, that every deed echoed through family, lineage, and memory. In those days, a child feared disappointing an elder more than facing authority. A man thought twice before wrongdoing, not because of arrest, because shame will outlive him. Conduct was shared long before crime. So all that I'm trying to say is that we've lost touch of culture. Now people do things without thinking about the aftermath.
Yeah.
People even pick phones, sit down and tell us, me, I not get shame. Shame for me home. Unlike those days.
Yeah.
Because we've lost touch. And so these are some of the things we should go back. What are our traditions? What did society teach us to do? And so when we live in harmony, when we understand these things, it will be very difficult for even a married man to beat a wife.
Yeah.
For a student to even beat, teachers. For even a young boy to think of even killing his or her father or parent. It is so serious that we've lost everything. Now, when you go back to our schools, we don't even teach culture again.
Yeah.
Now, even though gone are the days when the elderly ones who assemble the kids, teach them stories, moral lessons.
Yeah.
Some of the stories, when you grow up, you understand this was an answer story, but then the moral lesson. Gone are the days when they will give you exams or a passage to read and they will ask you, what moral lessons did you learn? These are things that were shaping us. These are things that were strengthening us. These are things that help to, make us live in harmony. And so, in the country where culture is not strong, crime is what we see. You understand? And so like Clement rightly said, this collaboration is very imperative when they get to understand the culture of the people and everything. So tradition do not, shield wrongdoing. It rather exposes wrongdoers. And so this collaboration is very imperative.
It's very imperative. I like it. I like that when you mentioned, students, assaulting their teachers, becoming a norm. But yesterday in the news, we saw that 5, students have been arrested over a violent attack on their teacher, and they are students of the Kade Senior High School. I don't know if we have that video. They were being arrested, and President John Dramani Mahama also condemned that act. And that is where we've gotten to as a country. We are taking everything as normal. We've normalized everything. We see no wrong in doing. This year, a lot of people are even terming their motto as we are being shameless. 2026, we are going out and being shameless. We are being content creators. We are doing this because that is the only thing that will bring us money. Don't you think we are going overboard? We are doing too much? Because, for students to assault their teachers, hey, my school, you are scared of your teachers, so you can't even do that. But now it's been normalized.
Yes, it's normalized because of the kind of training we are giving to our kids or those coming up, and the kind of structure we've created in our education sector. You see, gone are the days, as you said, that you can't even speak about your teacher, but not now. Now you can do it, and now when you do it and when you punish a student, a parent will take the teacher to court.
Yeah.
So a teacher will now look at your child to misbehave, because at the end of the day, it's your own property.
Yeah.
That is a kind of atmosphere, or let me say the society we've created for ourselves. That's a student to be there, or a mother will be there, and a student to come and tell, say, teacher, now you say. And the next day you see the mother with a child in the school, and to an extent, even trying to insult the teacher, embarrass the teacher in public.
Yeah.
The next time you expect the teacher to do that, he'll never do that. It's because of the kind of things we have created for ourselves.
So let's take a listen to what President John Dramani Mahama had to say with regards to this assault and other related, videos.
And a safe and secure working environment is a must. Indeed, I saw that video of I think it was a maths teacher being beaten because when he was invigilating, he refused to allow our children to cheat. And they had a sense of entitlement. And so why did you not allow us to cheat? And the unfortunate thing is that the matter went to the police station, and the parents of the students went to the police and they said they settled the matter amicably. I mean, how is that? This is assault, it's criminal, you know. But when we inquired, the police also said, I think the teacher was compensated, so he didn't want to press charges anymore. But I said, at least the children should have been booked, they should have been taken through the legal process, and at least, if nothing at all, they should have been bonded to be of good behavior for a period of time. And then we'll believe that justice has been done. But just for parents to come and, you know, pay a little compensation, it will encourage others to do the same. You know, and so as for assaults on teachers, I am with you 100.
Such a sad, scene over there. Sad but hilarious, because I mean, looking at these same parents who went to settle the issue, at the police station amicably, crying. And it begs the question, what kind of training did you give to your child? Because you have the guts to go and settle it amicably, no punishment, and you think it's okay.
Mimi, there are two sides to the story. Let me start with a different side. Sorry, I've not...
Okay, Clemens, let me just remind our viewers that the phone lines have been open. We want to hear your voices. We want to know what you think about the conversations we are having. And so please do call us and share your thoughts with us. Thank you.
Mimi, as I said, there are two sides to the story. You could see two parents were crying. One was like Nanobi Kumi, the other one was lying on the ground. You see, it's two incidents. You should tell you that the one crying that Nana Kumi or whatsoever, this woman has been always has been on the child that Nana Subanwe Jai, Subanwe Anyasa. So if Nana is doing that, the woman knows that only phobia.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the situation some of the parents face, especially the single mothers. That's what they face. They have been instructing their child, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And the children will end up doing that very thing. And when incidents come, it's the same mother, single mother. So looking at how a woman like that is crying, that should tell you the pain she goes through, even to bring her child up.
Yeah.
And for you to go to school and beat your cheater or do whatsoever to the cheater, the mother will cry.
Yeah.
The mother would lie down because she knows there's no other hope.
Yeah.
Because I have lived in a community where parents have been speaking.
So we have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Please, your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm Steven from Kapa.
Hello. Can you please move away from your TV set or lower the volume so that we can hear you clearly?
Please, I'm Steven from Kaswa.
Okay. Let us hear you.
I said I'm Steven from Kaswa.
Yes. Please move away from your TV set or lower the volume so that we can hear you. There is feedback.
Okay. I moved away.
Okay, let's hear you. What do you have for us this morning?
I want to comment about the kids.
Okay.
You see, nowadays, it's like everything is normalized, you see. Something like it has been abolished, you see. So this kids magazine, I once said of some collaboration school B. I think that's what they are supposed to be taken to. Thank you.
brief. And let me also read this comment before, Clement, you make your final submission. Congrats, Clock TV, for the emphasis you have put on the visits of Otumfuo to the police headquarters and the Bank of Ghana. It looks like most presenters and their panels are not aware that Menchia has always had its own police station for decades. The king definitely knows what's happening in the society. This is Yao from Tema. Thank you so much. And that is why you always have to be watching Clock TV's Koko Digest, because we go into the details of the story.
Mimi, so I was saying that a woman crying like this should tell you that the pain she goes through before even she can bring something on the table.
Yeah.
So if a child goes out and misbehave, it comes back to the mother or the father. I'm paying for cancer and business. So Oko kedi agro wa bontia. Eya she won toma wufra and sana and also she wichi and san with the agro. That's not what the youth are doing. The youth are just following the trend. Like they said, it's normalized. So they're just following the trend. My friend is doing it, let me follow it. And that is what we see on the screen. The other side of the story is that Mimi, we have some parents who are not able to hit the nail right on. If they're able to hit right on the nail. Tell the person that akosia niahuye enye niahuye adichia obechia on country no eyenefe akosia ye uticha no enfino akosia uticha obuna bakatreme. That is the children.
We have parents who even go to schools to go and beat teachers.
Mimi, even in crèche Montessori akola ni kosko akacha akola say who go school teacher be then katreme obu akatreme at a tender age 4, 5. So they're trying to put in the mind of the child.
Exactly.
That's not what we are supposed to do.
Peter.
Maybe. So like I said, it all boils down to culture.
Yeah.
We've lost touch.
Yeah.
Gone are the days. You're scared that your father will talk to you. Those days they were not talking. Just sign. Do the eye. You really understand. How dare you disrespect an elderly person? Talk less of even.
Okay, so Ofayao from Tema is on the line. Hello, Ofayao.
Hello.
What do you have for us this morning?
I the subject in question concerning the assault on the issue that
Hello, yeah, we can hear you. What do you have for us this morning?
Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me?
A bit of a technical challenge with that would get back to Ofayao. So Peter.
Yes. So I was talking about culture. What kind of training do we give to the kids? It all starts from the beginning. You don't expect that if you don't give your ward a proper training from the onset. You don't expect that if the child grows, he or she will learn the right thing. It all starts from the beginning, right from birth. The training you give them. It looks as though now people are shameless. They do anything at all.
Yeah.
People are shameless. They don't care about anything. They don't care about family lineage. They don't care about society. They don't care
There's
about
no integrity
anything.
to protect.
There's no integrity. Like nothing. Zero. Because the things happening, I mean, when you think about the things, you be like, where is this person coming from?
Yeah.
Does these people, do they have parents?
Yeah.
Are there people watching? So it begs the question, so there's this popular, who watches the Watchman?
Yeah.
So we've got a lot to do.
Yeah, so we have another caller on the line. Hello. Hello.
Patrol.
I was saying, I hear now free.
Your friend is Samira.
Okay. Samira Mpachamayente or contribution?
Patrol. Area mete. Mami bini ni ba wo ho. Na ka mami no. The ten bi ani baba ye bone. Okay. Area mete mami bini ni ba ni kunu wo ho. But ten bi ama akola ni be ye bone. Mami ne person ni papa empa akola ni cho. Nti sisi ana eba akola ni bi eden bi ana wa fasi kan se mikokumi ho. Mable mikokumi ho. Akola kitwa to say otumikoda bear manchen. Yes, otumikoda bear manchen. na ne papa bunu say adenti na on 16 years ne papa bunu maame ne say adenti nti ne sia maame no say maame ne say akola no wo boyfriend ba papa no madam enye izo akola 16 years after na oko secondary school nti say akola we okoda be mancheri oko secondary school obetuma tina school mu ho obetumi atina school mu ho say obetumi tina school mu ho okasa na ni mami buefu ese ni mami pese even ni papa kura wawo no kura ni mami empini ma ni papa nka akola na asem ni papa wawo no ama na ni papa wawo no kura timi nka akola na asem na how come teacher odabu ne ba nti sometimes young parents you know especially akola be say free oba akola be ye nso free oba timi da se eni me call amaye.
Thank you so much. Samira is giving us a practical example as to, what is happening around her. That she's witnessing it, as it stands now.
So, parents should also create that enabling environment to allow, not even teachers alone, other people to also strengthen and correct
And
kids.
that is why I always call for the extended family system. Because gone are the days where, the bonia, your auntie can come and discipline you.
Yeah, sure.
Your uncle can come and discipline you and go back home.
Not even a
but this time
member.
around, that auntie goes through.
Dabi.
What discipline will buy you and some other discipline me?
Ordinary person on the street, even you saw some obey much,
the community.
You are even scared to go and tell your
but
parents.
Things have changed.
Things have changed, Mimi.
Okay, so we have Eric on the line. Hello, Eric.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Eric. What's your contribution to our discussion, please?
Okay, so, these days, it seems like we are losing touch with discipline in this country, Ghana. Because gone are the day when you go to school, even late, the punishment that you receive, you will not think of going to school late. Even your nails, your hair, everything will be checked. But these days, you watch TV and you see a child with his hair like, those days they call it afro. Even school fees, even when you are owing school fees, they will clean you for it. So there's so much fear and discipline. And when you fail in your exam and you come back home, you have your father to deal with. So it's like, it's all around discipline. In the house, there is discipline. In the school, even in the community. I remember when growing up, when my father sent me to maybe buy him something and you are going to buy it, another elderly person sends you, you dare not refuse to go. Because when they complain to your father that I sent you and you refuse, you are dead. And you also dare not even come back home late because your father has a time limit for you to come back. So what you have to do is you have to run to attend to the second person and then have to come back on time. But these days, there is nothing like that. Everybody is just doing whatever they want. Look, like just this 1st January, I was in my room and I heard my father doing something outside. I am 46 years old. And I got irritated and I went out and, tried to stop him from what he's doing. Trust me, I hid in my room for the whole day. I was not able to come out because I was afraid he was going to attack me. Because the way he attacked me from the beginning when I tried to talk him out of what he's doing, I had to run to my room and hide in the room for the whole day. I came out when I saw that he went out of the house. So you see, this is the discipline that we are talking about. Now we have lost everything. It's like everybody go around doing whatever they want. And it is so sad. And something must be done about it and must be done immediately. Thank you.
And that will also go back to asking the question, what are our fathers doing? Since you are the authority, you are the head, are fathers also now becoming like our mothers who are always like covering up for us? Because we are missing the father figure in our homes. The father that we are all supposed to be revering. Hey, me papa of you, hey. Now the fathers are even like, I
think the last battle one caller. What's in your car,
What did he say?
Or say Akolani Jimmy Befia. Mama ne pese, papa ne pa akola ne chow.
Yeah.
So it is the mothers. Those days, like, we are born in Obefia, mama say, oh, papa ba makatre no. That's how they used to tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, papa ba makatre, oh, papa ba makatre no. Into my and say, always should be the father, the father, the father. In this uncle, almost papa ni bi. So at least nanka akola ne ye bone ba, nanka wo mama no, asa wo tia no. Into papa ne ba, no de bi aka ho. Yes. Yes, that should have been.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to move on to the next, conversation because of time. It's been one good year, and a day since President John Dramani Mahama was inaugurated as president. And remember, we sat here and we were assessing his first 100 days in power, and now a full year has passed. Yesterday, a lot of people shared their thoughts. Some said the good, some said the bad, some even said the ugly. I was even surprised to hear of ugly, submissions. But let me take your thoughts on President Mahama's 1 year. Let me start with Peter, since we've not heard your voice in a while.
Yes, so,
so between good and bad, where would you place it? And I will say, analysis,
per what has transpired over the years, with the figures, we are always reading the news and all that.
Yeah.
I would say
it's
the good outweighs
the bad.
Because it was all about the economy.
Exactly.
It was all about corruption.
Exactly.
It was all about, getting investors to come and invest, renewing businesses and all that. And so taking a look at what has transpired over the years in terms of VAT reforms and all that, I would say
it's been good. We'll come to the economic recoveries. Clemens, let me also take your thoughts, good or bad.
In general, the president has performed, and the NDC government has performed well in general. Because looking at where they started from and where they picked the economy from, wherever Ghana was complaining, to currently the complaint is no more, but it's kind of praises. And looking, yesterday I was watching Musa Dankwa, his polls that he made, and how people are rating the president and his government. I think in general, they've done well.
They've done well.
Yeah.
You at home can also call us and tell us your take. It's been a full year. President John Dramani Mahama has been president for 1 good year. What is your take on it? Ekoye and Nkoye. Share your thoughts with us. We would like to hear from you as well. Now, let's look at the economic recoveries. Mobilization of tax revenues, agricultural support, infrastructure. So many things have been done in just a year. Let's take them one after the other. Any at all.
So when you were talking about Ekoye and I say Nkoye, it reminded me of one So to make this easier, President Mahama himself, on the day he was being sworn in, made it very easy for us to be able to assess him, because he gave out 4 pointers that at the end of his first year, based on that, we can assess his performances. And I think, so one is, he promised to, economic restoration and stabilization, improvement of the business environment, governance and constitutional reforms, accountability, and the fight against corruption. So based on these 4, we can actually assess him, what he said he was going to do, as to whether he did or not. So
let's take them one after the other. Maybe we can start with corruption, we can start with, the economy.
Okay. Let me start with the economy.
Okay.
Looking at the happenings they took office with inflation at 23.5% in December 2024. Currently, as we speak, per Ghana Statistical Service data yesterday, inflation in December is around 5.4%. So looking at how inflation has performed, they've performed better in inflation. Let's take a look at monetary policy. In terms of monetary policy, as at last 2 months, we are around 18%. And Ghana reference rate has also decreased. And so interest rates will automatically also come down. We started interest rates in 2025, which was revenue around averagely 30% as interest rate. But now it's around 25%, 24%. And we expect more things to happen. We should drop down so that we get access to loans, access to credit. Because if you want the economy to grow, people say that all these economic indicators are positive, but we are not seeing the real reflection in the life of ordinary Ghanaian. The standard of living of people, they are not seeing it really well. The money is not really reflecting in the pocket. But there is one thing for indicators to show, and there is another thing for it to reflect in the life of ordinary Ghanaian. So if indicators are now positive, it is time in 2026 for us to see the reflection in the life of ordinary Ghanaian, in the standard of living. Because if you make interest rates, or let's say monetary policy rates, at a rate of 18%, and when you took office, it was around, let's say, 27% as monetary policy rate. Bear in mind that in 2025, people have already taken loan.
Yeah.
And in January, the interest rate they took as a loan maybe was around 30%. They are supposed to pay that loan ending of 2025.
Okay.
So such people, when they took that kind of loan and they are working with it, would still work with it based on that interest.
Okay.
So you don't expect them to try to reduce the things they go by. I don't know if you get it. You don't expect them to reduce it. But in 2026, they would now adjust it to the current interest rate system. So we now call on the commercial banks to just adjust their interest rates that people are calling for. Because yesterday in the visit, also based on the visit of Otumfuo to the Bank of Ghana, the governor made him understand that indicators are really showing. But what they are going to do in 2026 is to make sure that the standard of living of ordinary Ghanaian actually increases. They see it reflecting the life of ordinary Ghanaian. And Otumfuo said, yes, that is the call we are all hoping for.
Exactly.
We actually saw it in this December. People thinking that normally in festive seasons, prices tries to go up. But when you go to the market in 2025, that is not what we really saw. Because if it has happened like that, like inflation comparing November to December would have gone up. By in November it was 6.3, in December it was 5.4, meaning that prices of goods did not really shoot up. But it was kind of moderate. So in terms of economic recovery, that's the figure. But in terms of GDP, maybe official document shows that as we speak, GDP has grown by 6.0 to 6.1% by 2025. This is the fastest since 2019.
Wow.
When you go to in terms of cost of living pressure, the cedi actually strengthened by 40.7% plus or negative to the USD in 2025. But over the years, it was about depreciation. But this time around, it is recovery. And as we speak, dollar is trading around 10 Ghana cedis to 11 Ghana cedis, within that range per United States dollar. Let's talk about fuel prices. That is something that we all can talk about.
As we are even speaking now, I heard it's been reduced.
Exactly.
But some brands do not want to reduce their prices.
You see, we are in a competitive market. So if you don't reduce your prices, others
exactly.
So that is the kind of things we expect to see. Gone at a early or late part of 2024. Diesel, or let's say fuel prices per a liter shoots to somewhere 19 Ghana cedis per liter, 20 Ghana cedis per liter. But now it's around 10 Ghana cedis to 11 Ghana cedis. That is the range we find ourselves. So that should tell you that in 2026, we expect more things to happen. But you see, we did talk about external forces. But let's look at this year. There's external forces between US and this country,
Venezuela.
Exactly. They are the largest producer of oil. So these external forces, people are thinking that it could have affect the price.
Someone even said Ukraine war is still ongoing.
Yes, it could have.
Things are reducing.
It could have affect the price of crude oil or fuel that we get in the country. But that is not what we are seeing. We are seeing it is rather reducing. So all what Ghanaians are expecting from our holders or our stakeholders or the people who are holding the keys to our economy is that let's tighten it very well so that whenever there's external forces, yes, they could still use the shield to block it and have a good economy. People are already calling for transport reduction. And I know that is another call in some few days to come we'll be expecting from them. So in terms of economy, these are the gains I can talk about.
We cannot also keep quiet about the fact that our lights have been on for so many months. I don't remember the last time the lights went off. If your light is going off, and then we prepaid NASA. But it has been on for so many months.
Exactly. If it's a bedroom cry, 30 minutes.
Yes. Acha. And a lot of people are commending, the government for the 1 Ghana cedis fuel levy that was being placed on fuels, being used to make our electricity stable.
I think that's very wonderful submission. Let me touch on that.
Yeah.
Assuming if the 1 Ghana cedis was not placed on fuel, like now fuel would have been reduced to somewhere 9 Ghana cedis per liter.
Exactly.
It has reduced to because the 1 Ghana cedi is part. That is why it's now moving around 10 Ghana cedis, 11 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
So assuming that 1 Ghana cedi energy levy was not placed on fuel, we could have a per liter for around 9 Ghana cedis or 10 Ghana cedis rangely.
Yeah.
So range, I think they are doing well.
They are doing well. Peter.
Yeah. So
you look like you're coming to say something diverse.
Oh no. All these are measures put in place to actually make businesses attractive, like he promised as well. So making businesses attractive, we cannot talk without talking about the VAT reforms.
Exactly.
Gone are the days when people pay tax on tax, because when you buy something, government says when you sell something, add tax. So let's say you're going to buy a carton of milk from producers, because they are selling to you, they are adding tax. So let's say if the carton is like 100 cedis, they have to add tax. So if the tax is like 30 cedis, that means you are paying 130 cedis. So you also going to sell. Government says if you are selling, add tax. So you add another tax, let's say 50 cedis, and that makes it to 180 cedis. It means that tax on tax. And now the consumer now bears the burden. The consumer would have to pay more for an item. And so with these tax reforms, you could see that it has actually brought relief. And then in the news, we heard that GRA actually, the tax reform started 1st of this year 2026 taking effect, the new tax reforms, and the GRA reported that it is actually working, and that even with that tax reform, it is going to save money in the pockets of Ghanaians. That is about 6.5 billion Ghana cedis, and then prices are falling averagely around 1.9, and so largely it has made businesses attractive.
Exactly.
And then before you pay tax, if you're a business and you earn around, is it 2,000 something, you are supposed to pay tax, but now it has been increased to 7,000 something.
Oh, okay.
And so small businesses are now exempted from paying tax unless you make some amount of profit. And so all these put together are making businesses more attractive and calling for investment, investor confidence, and all that has actually been elevated.
Yeah, we can also talk about job creation initiatives. I mean, the youth employment programs that have been put out there. We saw the recent recruitment that was ongoing. I mean, it's still ongoing, just to create employment for a lot of people, support for our agricultural sector, the expansion of the planting for foods and jobs program. We also have the boost in our local production. There's so many things that have been done to ensure that a lot of people get employed. 24-hour economy, opening up more job vacancies for people. And so when it comes to job creation, they've also done well with regards to that. But I have a few challenges with the same government, because the stampede that was experienced at Elwak, we are waiting for a report. We've not got that. So accountability should not always be the positives. We always want to know what is happening, because this was something that was very sensitive. What is the report? With regards to corrupt cases, we are looking for reports. Though they say they are working, Oral is working, the Attorney General is working, but it looks as if we are not getting what we want. We are not seeing people being, arrested, that kind of thing. We are not feeling it. A lot of people are also raising concerns with regards to that. The issue of illegal mining. How is it going? The fight against illegal mining is as if let's normalize and even though efforts are being put in place to ensure that it is stopped or it's ended, there are still people involved in that. So these are just a few issues people have also raised with regards to this government.
I think maybe what you are saying is very true. But before I touch on yours, I want to touch on the issue of education under this very administration. This government has done or has contributed largely to education in our history.
Yeah.
About 5 decades, this is the government that has made major investment in basic education.
Okay.
As of 2025, the projected amount of 9.1 billion Ghana cedis investment into basic education in what's as in our GS or in Ghana, because you see we sit here and we talk that education as we see there, the foundation is the basic. So if you don't invest in the foundation and you end up even investing the tertiary, the products from the foundation, sorry to use the word, assuming if they are useless, it's the same thing you're going to get in the tertiary institution. So they're investing in education, 9.1 billion Ghana cedis is a good call, and also it's something that need to be looked at critically, and the money being used for the right thing. On the same thing, they also invested an amount of almost 3.5 billion Ghana cedis to free SHS. The aim is to make sure that they move from the double track into single track. On the same basis, in 2020, they are looking at improving 10 category D schools to category C, 10 category C schools to category B, 30 category B schools to category A. So mentioning all these things they are set to do, I think in 2025 they've performed very well. But Mimi, one thing I want to tell this government is that the good things they position or they put in place for 2025, they shouldn't leave it behind. They should still go along with it and make sure that we attain the positive things you want to attain. And also to the appointees, the CEOs and everything. Yes, 2025, there's no scandal report. But 2026, everybody is looking at them. If there is any scandal, we will come here, we will talk about it.
Peter,
exactly.
Let me hear your
concluding so remarks. Finally, we didn't touch on one, that is governance and constitutional reforms.
Exactly,
Yes, so about he promised a lean government, the number of ministers, and which of course he delivered. He said we should measure him based on these, and then the number of ministers, which of course he delivered. And then this constitutional review report that has actually come out, he promised that. And then, the code of conduct for appointees and all that. And so, fairly, he has actually done. He has actually walked the talk.
Exactly.
And then I love the fact that he appreciated or recognized his team, the people he actually worked with during the video we saw earlier. I think this is a way to motivate them to do more. And like Clement said, we expect to see continuity. We don't want to say, because the people of Ghana applauded us and all that, let's relax. No. It is something they planted. And now we want to see the growth of it and how Ghanaians, we are all going to benefit. And so we pray that they continue and also listen to Ghanaians more. And then there's one fact that he engaged with the stakeholders a lot throughout the whole year. He met with chiefs, stakeholders, and all that to ensure that governance, move in the right direction. And all
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. Clement, do you have?
Yes, just a birthday wish to Dio Gratia. Glorious birthday to you. May God richly bless you so much, Dio.
Right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making our conversations insightful. And thank you at home for also contributing, sending your messages and also calling us to share your thoughts. We really appreciate you. And this is where we end today's Koko Digest Morning Show. Yaira Uno was here. Benedict was the team. Thank you. A big thank you going out to the production team, the producers, and our general manager as well. See you same time next week. Bye.